welcome back to the Mog House. Well, my Mog House. And yes, this is my proper one. Not the Juno one. This is me actual Mog House here. And you might notice a fancier bed, because I'm trying to trigger the next storage quest. Got my flag, but yeah, what's this over here? Yeah. I got 2 bookshelves. That's it's about 160k you're looking at right there. But I have 40 more storage slots now. Very happy about that. Yeah, honestly, look, I think the look and feel of FF11, honestly, I like the look of it, right? The game overall, I like the look. Yeah, you can tell it's a PlayStation 2 game, but I think they struck a good balance between style and realism and all that, and just doing, like, pushing what they could do with textures and everything. I think they did really good, and it's a look, like, it's an overall look that still holds up very well, just all around. But, okay, so here's the thing, right? I got these 2 shelves, and also I have all of my staffs now. I have a lot of things because I only have 2.1 million gil now. I spent about 1 million gil. And the reason is because the Ivory Sickle +1, the sickle, this is basically the best Black Mage sickle that I can buy, and it is on par with the sickle that I have at level 75, which is kind of crazy. It's only a little, yeah, look, it's only a little, it's 10 points slower, which is nothing for a scythe. And the damage is only 2 points lower. But, I mean, I use the int, I use the MP, so yeah, it's, this is probably the best scythe I can have by buying it. I think there might be better scythes that I can loot, but no, this is the best. Now, the thing is, this scythe cost me about 180k. I think it was either 170 or 180, somewhere around there. So yeah, that put me under 3 million. But I had said this is the one thing that no matter what, if I saw it, I would buy it, right? Well, that put me under 3 million. So at that point, I decided, well, we're under 3 million, so let's get some things that I've been needing / wanting, right? So I went ahead and I also got, yeah, I have my fire staff, I have my water staff, I have the full staff collection now. I know it's not really needed per se, but I really wanted to have all of my elemental staffs. I really wanted all of them. But yeah, that put me under quite a bit more, right? So then I thought, well, fuck it, let's get all the things I needed. So I bought I bought some white mage spells that I needed, alright, got my white mage spells all caught up. I bought these 2 bookshelves, that's 160k, so now I have more storage. I am no longer in danger of having a full Mog House. And I thought, well, also, why don't we just, you know, get some gear that I'd been wanting, and, well, I wanted to do a BCNM for it, but I just went ahead and bought the Emperor hairpin, because honestly, it wasn't that expensive, relatively. It was 300, it's like a little over 300k, which, yeah, that's pretty expensive, but there's many more expensive items, and it's not that bad. So I got my hairpin. I don't like that it has no defense on it, but it's 3 dex, 3 agility, and 10 evasion, which is quite nice. And also, what I like about it is that it's tradable. Well, first off, it's really low level, so if I want to level Thief up again, well, hey, there you go, right? But yeah, it's super low level, and also it's rare, but it's not non-tradable, so I do have my storage / hardcore alt that's just an off-stream, private, you know, incognito mode character, right? But mainly just for storage, but I do play it a little bit, right? Every now and then. Well, since it's hardcore, you want as much evasion as possible. Like, you want as much evasion and defense as possible. So, yeah, I might trade the hairpin over and, yeah, I might use it on that character too. You can't trade the BCNM version, so... Yeah, but I just got a bunch of things that, you know, get your spells caught up, get all the things you needed, and some things you wanted. And that brought me down to nearly, yeah, like, I nearly spent a full $1,000,000, right? If not, I might have spent a full $1,000,000, I'm not sure, I don't know. But either way, it's all necessary stuff. Though I still have some more things I would like to buy. I have some more things. Also, will this Moogle give me... Will he give me a quest now? Okay, good. I bought that fancy bed specifically for a quest, which, once I do the quest, I can just sell the bed, can't I? Like, I can just get rid of that bed, I think. Alright, Master, I have a favor to ask, Kupo. Sleeping on the mahogany bed has made me homesick, Kupo. Will my benevolent master give her Moogle some time off to visit with Mama and Papa Moogle? Kupo. No! Get back in the Mog house! Just crack the whip. Why aren't you sorting my inventory? Alright, let's, yeah. No, look, no, your time is mine. I like that the game kind of makes you seem like an asshole with that one. It kind of makes you seem like an asshole with that second option. But alright, here we go. Sure, Kupo. Oh, thank you, Kupo. I have one more favor to ask. I want to take my family on a picnic, Kupo. Papa Moogle is mad for fishing, so I want to give him a shrimp lure, Kupo. Mama Moogle would bake a scrumptious Moogle pie to take with us, but she'd need a stick of Salbina butter, Kupo. But I haven't the foggiest idea of how to get either of these things, Kupo. Whatever am I to do, Kupo? Alright, so yeah, I mean, I have a shrimp lure on me right now because I'm a fisherman, but we'll buy another one, right? We'll buy another lure. And the butter is dirt cheap, so that shouldn't be a problem. So let's get that done, and then I can sell the mahogany bed back, right? I can sell it back and get my, like, the mahogany bed was actually pretty expensive, so I can get that money back at least. I think there's at least, what, 1 or 2 more Moghouse quests, I think? 1 or 2 more. I think 80 slots is the most you can have. But either way, we don't need the mahogany bed anymore. So just, you know, getting things done. Though really, I just kind of want to chill and grind today because, well, you know, the last couple days we've been doing the big missions and stuff, right? Got that rank 10, which I kind of hate that I will have to go back and I'm gonna have to do Windurst and Bestock. I'm gonna have to do both of them, and that kind of I'm not looking forward to starting all over from rank 1 again and doing it all over. I'm not looking forward to that. That Magicite mission. But yeah, eventually we're gonna have to do that, but I'm gonna put that on hold for a while. Also, hey there, Red Bear. Hey there. It's not a Turtle WoW day. What's a bear doing here? I need to hop in Turtle WoW again. I was having fun with my Paladin, but I've been neglecting it. Alright, so let's see. We need another shrimp lure, and we need some Salbina butter. So the shrimp lure, let's check that one first, because there might not be any for sale. There might not be any. Also, here's a quick aside. Also, Red Bear, you should give the old why not give Horizon a try? I don't know. I think you would have fun with it. I think, you know, there's a lot of fun to be had for anyone with this. But I've been, this has been consuming me. I enjoy it too much. So I just had a thought, right? I wonder if you could turn a profit, because you remember I had to break a Mithrin fishing rod, right, for the one quest. I wonder if you could make a profit buying Mithrin fishing rods and then breaking them. Like, you can sell them for 20k or more, right? And how much, like, okay, how much does a Mithrin fishing rod cost? 2k, right, yeah, so you could buy them for 2k. Breaking them isn't hard, right? Like, you get some cheap bait and you go on the boat and you just try to fish and you break them, right? Like, you'll catch a couple fish too while you're trying to break it. So you'll make profit while you're doing it. And then, yeah, you could flip the rod, you could flip the broken rod for 20k, so you make 10 times the profit. I wonder. I wonder if there's a market to be had there. I do wonder. But anyway, yeah, we need a shrimp lure, and okay, there's a ton of them for sale. 5.5k is not cheap for a fishing rig. That is not cheap. But we're gonna get 10 extra storage slots for it, so it is kind of worth it. It's kind of really worth it. Also, is the lizard lure the really expensive one? Oh yes, my god. A 120 to 400k fishing lure. God damn, imagine snapping your line on that. I can only assume that you get really, really good fish with that. I can only assume. Oh, every class level 10. I don't know. I like having some classes at level 1 because I will be honest, I actually really like the new player experience in Final Fantasy XI. I think anyone who has started and restarted multiple characters in this game at some point in time, there is a certain magic to a fresh character or just a fresh level 1 class, right? And kind of, you know, just starting from rock bottom and building yourself up. There is a certain magic to that, and I like experiencing that over and over again, I will admit. Alright, so I got my fishing rig. Next up, I need some Selbina butter, which I know for a fact I've bought that before when I was doing cooking. So it shouldn't be too hard, that one. Oh wait, what? I'm looking for cooking here. There's no cooking category in materials. That's in food. Food is, you know, it gets it all to itself. So we need some Selbina butter. I could craft Selbina butter too. It's not hard, but if I could just buy a stick of butter, that would be great. And I think they're sorted by yeah. So there's Selbina milk, Selbina butter, 500 gil. So the individuals are 500 gil. A stack is 1,000. How often do people buy they buy them pretty frequently. You could totally buy a stack for 1k, use one, and then sell the rest, and you'd make quite a bit of money on that. But I'm not interested in standing in front of the auction house all day today. I do that enough, right? Oh, Red Bear. That Vagrant Challenge. I mean, that's the one where you can't have any, like, you can't have any gear with stats on it, basically, right? Like, only white and gray. I mean, I guess a mage, or I feel like, I don't know, like, I feel like one of the, like, a pet class, like Warlock or Hunter would probably be best for that, right? But, man, that mage gonna be rough like that. That's gonna be real rough, no stats. I do like those. I will be honest. I like those challenges that Turtle WoW does, and I kind of wish Horizon had something like that. You know, I mean, I guess it has hardcore mode, right? But I don't know. I'd like more challenges like that. I like alternate play modes. All right, so we got our Selbina butter and our shrimp lure. Let's take that on back to the Mog house. So we let our Moogle go on vacation, and then we sell that mahogany bed that he likes so much, right? It's got filthy Moogle fur all over it. So we're gonna sell that back and make a return on investment there. Yeah, with that's one thing about the Turtle WoW server for that I like so much is, yeah, they have all kinds of special challenge modes that are they sort of create alternate ways to play, and that is something I would like to see more private servers or just games in general. I'd like to see them do more of. Like the idea of a hardcore mode, that's kind of caught on with many private servers now for many different games. You know, Horizon has a hardcore mode, right? But the idea of just challenge modes where you have, like, I don't know, you level slower, or there's certain things you can't do, but you get some kind of reward for that, right? And then the restriction is lifted when you hit max level. That's a really good idea to me. It can really spice up the gameplay for someone who has, you know, played a game for like decades, right? It can spice it up for them. And even for someone who hasn't played for decades, it can just be an interesting, you know, make the game play more the way you want it to play, right? Like, that's something I think is very cool idea. Alright, so here's your shrimp lure and your Selbina butter. Oh, Master, I'm overwhelmed by your kindness, Kupo. I'll bring you a nice present from the Moogle hometown, Kupo. I'll be back in a few days, Kupo. Are you back yet? I guess I have to wait, right? I don't know if I have to just zone in, zone out, or I'm not sure. I think he probably literally is gonna be gone for a few days, right? So okay, so while he's, you know, while our Moogle is on vacation, let's head on out, warp to Juno. And I don't want to stand in front of the auction house all day, but there is one more item that I kind of wanted to complete my my melee mage thing, right? Yeah, Red Bear. I kind of wondered about that since yeah, the WoW Classic servers now have a hardcore mode. I do kind of wonder if they took that. Here's the thing, right? Turtle WoW is incredibly popular. They're big enough now that they have like 3 servers, right? They have 2 EU servers, and then which, oh yeah, there's the PvP realm now. I ain't touching that one. But yeah, they have 2 servers now, and then they have like a Chinese server too. So Turtle WoW is kind of becoming its own thing at this point. Like it's becoming like a classic WoW alternative at this point. But I do wonder if someone at Blizzard's like, God damn, why do they like this so much? And they took some notes. I wouldn't be surprised. Oh no, I'm being waved at, but I literally can't even see. I can't see Solo Wolf to wave back. I don't think they've loaded in. There's too many people at the auction house. Also, wait, is this the Juno Akaton? Is that it? I haven't seen the Juno Akaton yet, but this is an Akaton I have not seen before. Is this it? I wonder. It does look very cool. And yeah, Red Bear, the PvP realm for that, it is much less populated, although it does still, I mean, when I look at it, it still has like thousands of people on it, but yeah, not as much competition, and I guess also, you know, all-out PvP, well, faction PvP, right? Could get messy, I don't know. But alright, so I spent a lot of gil, right? I've spent quite a bit, and I'm not done spending gil. There's way more things I could buy, but I'm gonna try not to go completely crazy. However, I did want to get some more mage stuff, so I was looking at this. It would give me 5 more evasion, but it's not in right now. Good defense, good evasion, you know, that's nice. But there was something else, right? So right now I'm wearing this. I'm wearing the custom F gloves, and I like them. They give me 3 strength and 3 dex. I have like, especially with the hairpin, I have a ton of dexterity. But here's what I don't like about the custom F gloves. They're really good if you just want more offense, more melee offense, but they do lower my vitality and agility. Only by 1, but they do lower my vitality and agility. So I wanted to replace that with something that doesn't negatively affect my defense, right? But still gives me some damage. And I was looking, if it's in, I was looking at the light gauntlets. So yeah, they give 5 HP, they give 3 strength, so they are still good for offense. They have 15 defense, which is more than my artifact gloves, so the defense is good. And they give 3 vitality as well. So they don't help me to dodge any better, but they would help me to not get hit as hard while maintaining my melee offense. Also, they're armored gloves, which I really want some armor pieces, like armor-ass armor, right? And it looks like they only go for 15k tops. Like, can I get it for 10k? Like, they're not super expensive, right? And yeah, black mage, red mage, white mage, like all the mages can wear these, but they are armored gauntlets that increase your melee offense and also your defense. And vitality, I would honestly say vitality is maybe more important than defense. And you gotta hear me out on that one. Yeah, already 60 plus, and I'm kind of having the most fun just solo meleeing with Black Mage. I do still use my spells, I get good mileage out of them, but when I'm solo, man, I love my melee mage build, I really do. Yeah, well, the thing is, the Ivory Sickle +1 finally came up on the auction house. Like, I've been keeping an eye out for that sickle, and it finally came up. And it put me under 3 million. So then I just went nuts buying things that I'd been putting off, right? You know, bookshelves, all my elemental staffs, some rarer stuff that would just help fill out my melee build. Get all of my white mage spells are caught up now. You know, that's all I wanted to do. Oh, Solo Wolf. Oh, I saw ya. Well, I saw the wave, but Juno is too crowded, so I couldn't wave back. Oh no, yeah, it was that Black Friday feeling. Or that Black Week feeling. I love that it's a week here. But hey there, Solo Wolf and Co. The Raiders. Hey there. I'm just starting off nice and slow with some auction housing as usual. I kind of wanted to readjust some of my stats with my melee mage build, but I don't know. For now, I think the gloves, the light gauntlets, is good enough. But I do want to work on it more. I think I probably don't need as much dexterity as I have, especially now that I have the Emperor hairpin, right? I think my dex is fine. I could probably get rid of the spike necklace, but I do like the strength on it. Strength is important if I'm going to be meleeing a little bit, you know? Also, the only thing it hurts is my mind, and that's not so important. So the necklace is okay for now, but the gloves, I don't like that the gloves hurt my agility and vitality to give me more, you know, more offense. I don't really like that. So I'm just gonna fix that. Also, Moogle, I thought you were on vacation. I gave you time away from your slave labor. Why are you still here? Or is this is this presumably a different Moogle? I guess this is the Juno Moogle, right? Also, I looked into some things, right, when it comes to changing nations. So yeah, I kind of figured the Mog House and everything you put in it, that is kind of separate. So, because it's all kept in your Mog safe, right? So if I change nations, my Mog House layout will remain the same. Nothing will change, basically. I don't have to desperately stuff all of my items into my inventory in order to move. Not necessary. So yeah, I think the next thing I'll do when I'm up to it, I guess I'm gonna have to change nations to Windurst, and I'm gonna have to do their nation missions, and rank 10 it. And then do Bastok. And honestly, I would like to kind of close my character out in Bastok, I will be honest. I like Bastok a lot. Sandy is fun, but, you know, Bastok it's my childhood favorite. Alright, so I want to put my light gauntlets. Just put that away. Man, doing rank 10, it got me 10 more slots. I guess that's my final wardrobe slots too, right? Like I think that's the maximum for wardrobe 1. Alright, so now let me just change my macros out a little. I'm trying to remember what my... I think this is my this is my melee setup here. So we're gonna replace the custom F gloves with the light gauntlets. It's better defense, better vitality. The strength is the same, which is good. I lose 3 dex, but my dexterity, I mean, now that I have the Emperor's Hairpin, I don't know, it kind of evens out. Only other item I'd want to replace right now is, I was thinking maybe honestly my dex, for the enemies that I fight when I'm solo, I don't need that much dexterity. I can hit them just fine. So, I might want to replace some of these dexterity rings with strength rings, or if I want to go more defensive, I guess stack even more agility, I guess, but I don't know if I want to do that. I'm trying to strike a balance, right? Like I could have all of my gear just be nothing but vitality and agility, and, you know, I could make myself quite tanky if I wanted to. But I'm trying to strike a balance between offense and defense. That's why I still have some more strength and dex focused pieces. Because I still want to do damage, right? And if I don't do damage, well, I won't even get aggro from like the slash Beastmaster pet, so you won't need all of the defense. But I don't know, good balance, I think. Good balance. Also, Kota, just to go back, when it comes to the Gil, like, it's not hard to make Gil in this game. I think I've said multiple times many ways that you can make Gil if you want, even from level 1. Which, I mean, the basic way is just sell your crystals, right? Just sell every crystal that you get when you get a stack. That's the starter method, and then, you know, use that to make more Gil, or go for, I don't know, hair meat, right? Like, hair meat, I gotta check what that's up to, but hair meat is such an unusually good seller. Or beehive chips near Bastok. I think there might be beehive chips near Windurst too, I'm not sure. They've got crawlers though, to go for crawler silk. But yeah, like I want to take a quick look at the auction house again, actually, just to see. But alright, so I like this look here, but let me just try something out here. So I want to change my Black Mage glam out. Right, let's use the light gauntlets. Because that's, like, those are armor. Those are proper armor gauntlets, right? And I want to see how that looks. I like the fisherman's gloves, because, you know, they're... Man, look at that. I got real-ass gauntlets on now. I don't know. I don't think that's, I don't know, I like the fingerless gloves though, right? I really like my fingerless gloves. But that does look pretty cool, I will admit. I like that I have some metal armor that I can wear as a mage. I think you can get a helmet too, but I like the wizard hat way too much. It looks cool, alright? It looks too goddamn cool, so I can't replace that with a helmet. But alright, let's get the no, it's the fisherman's gloves, they're in slot 2. Yeah, let's switch back to that. The fashion quest is incredibly real, but I will just update my melee set. So yeah, now I have... Yeah, look, with that... So I've got plus 6 strength, I could do better, but plus 6 strength, plus 15 dex, so I think my offense is okay. I have plus 9 vitality, and then plus 10 agility, and I have so much plus evasion. So I should be okay when I was okay before, but I should be even better now. And I do intend to use some of this evasion gear. I do intend to use it also for White Mage when I melee with that. But I might slip some of it into my, like whatever I can, I might slip it into my Beastmaster's melee build as well, to be a little more defensive, you know, because my Beastmaster tends to get completely wrecked whenever I get aggro off my pet. Like I've had thief-type beastmen that are my level. I've had them like triple hit me on the first turn and do like 750 damage, right? And that's just auto attacks. And it's because I like all of my Beastmaster gear, it sacrifices my agility, my vitality, like it sacrifices any defense I could have to make me hit harder. Which is fine in a party, but when I'm solo, I get annihilated by anything that is even somewhat a challenge. Like, I think, honestly, my Black Mage is probably more tanky than my Beastmaster, and it's just because I'm not sacrificing my defense all the time. I know, it's a hard call. It is a hard call between the armored gloves and the fingerless gloves. I don't know. I'll have to think on it some more. But I feel like for the armored gloves, I need more armor pieces to go with that, right? I wish I could get some armored pants of some kind. I don't know if there is some armor texture pants I could have, but I need more metal to go with it, you know? But yeah, before we head out to adventure, and I'm gonna take it light today, let me just check on some things. So not materials, food, ingredients. So right, yeah, some basic things you can farm as a lowly level 1 even. Well, let's see, where's the hair meat at? Hair meat. How much is hair meat going for per stack? 6,500 gil, and it is a frequent hot seller. It is a hot item. But yeah, you could make about 6.5k for a stack of hair meat, and you can get hair meat from literally any rabbit in the game. But even the level 1s, right? The level 1 rabbits outside of Sandoria, there's tons of them, and yeah, they can drop hair meat. Yeah, like that. See, that's what I mean. Making gil in this game, it's not hard. It's just you have to know what to go for, right? Like there's a lot of items. There's high level items that you can farm that aren't worth anything, right? Like there are end game black mage spells that only sell for 1.5 thousand gil. That's nothing, right? That's like that's trash. But then yeah, you can just kill rabbits and make thousands and thousands of gil, right? But yeah, if you get some hair meat, I would not vendor that. Do not vendor your hair meat. Hold on to that and sell it. So yeah, like there is a good way, other than, you know, outside of crystals, there's a good item you can just farm for cash, should you need it. To me, it's a little ridiculous that hair meat sells so good. I mean, it's so easy to get, right? It is so easy to get. There's so many enemies in the game that drop hair meat. Oh yeah, red bear, yeah, that small leather, right, Look, MMO economies, they can be elusive to me, but players really latch on to certain things, and they gotta have them, right? And they will pay anything for it. That's just how it is. So, okay, I don't necessarily just want to slash Beastmaster solo today. I would like to also, you know, just do whatever, but I haven't actually field tested my new sickle. It's not going to be a huge difference, you know. It does 1 more damage and it's 10 points or 11. It's 11 points faster. But with the overall delay, that doesn't really matter too much, and the damage is, yeah, compared to the overall damage, that's not much. But it should be just a little bit better. And also, yeah, also now I have this Emperor hairpin, which gives me quite a bit more evasion. I could stack evasion harder. Again, I could replace my spike necklace with another neck piece that would give me about 5 more evasion. I could replace my dex rings with agility or vitality rings if I wanted to not get hit as hard. But yeah, I'm not playing for maximum defense. I do want to hit things and kill things too with my scythe. But I like to field test every little change that I make and just see if it even makes a difference, right? Also, Kota, I mean, transmog isn't really, you know, but I mean there is lock style. That is functionally the same difference. It's just you have to actually keep the items, you know. You got to keep the equipment, but you can, yeah, you can change your appearance in this. I do it all the time. I wouldn't really say it's worth getting better gear in this before level 10. And the reason is, until you hit level 10, honestly, the most efficient thing you can do is just fight level 1 enemies right outside of town. Like, that is the most efficient way that you can level up pre-level 10. So you don't need better gear until you kind of move up to bigger things. So yeah, I would wait till level 10 and then buy new equipment. And also, it can be tempting to move up to larger and larger enemies, but you really, for efficiency, like to actually kind of keep things going smoothly, you do want to stick to easy prey enemies. A decent challenge every now and then, but kind of stick to easy, you know, easy prey. It's just overall more efficient than going for bigger and bigger enemies. And that's a mistake that a lot of parties make too, because it can be tempting to go for the enemies that are 20 levels over you, but you don't really get that much for it, and also it, like, it's gonna be slow as hell with tons of downtime. That's a mistake a lot of parties make. Alright, so I'm thinking, I'm level 63 now. I leveled up to 63 doing Eco Warrior. But, let me think, I guess the Labyrinth of Onzozo is probably the best place I can go to solo still, right? I'm trying to think of a better place than Onzozo, and I can't think of one. So, yeah, let's go back there. Alright. It works. Also, the starter gear, you know, as soon as you can, like, if you take an interest in either fishing or gathering, as soon as you get a full set of either, you know, gathering gear, whether it's fishing or, you know, harvesting, you can just get rid of your Hume starter gear and you can just wear like the gathering. It has the same defense. Good pre-10 gear. Oh god, that reminds me. I still don't actually have a set of gathering gear, and I'm not. I mean, look, I'm not at risk of falling below 2 million yet, so I could invest in the 4 pieces of gathering gear. I could do that. The thing is, I don't know that I want to do any gathering. I feel like I might have to at some point. Like, either for crafting myself, or maybe ask someone to craft something for me, but I feel like I may need to do some gathering at some point. I hear it's pretty profitable, too. Like, I hear it's super profitable if you don't have horrible luck. Oh, the Zalart COP. Oh god, I am still only on COP 4.3. I still gotta do the Sacrarium. And Zalart, Zalart I'm on 14. I got Sky Access, but I just sort of stopped after that. I would like to take that higher, because there's more wardrobe slots to be had. Oh wait, you know what? You do get EXP even if you're way over the level. Like you take up to like a 50% penalty, but you do get EXP in the level synced areas, right? So I could technically go to a level synced zone, right? In Promathia. Like, I don't know, the Raverna sites or something, I guess. I could, if I can charm shit, I could totally go there. I just thought about that, but I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna stick to level appropriate things for now. Also, because I don't have a full set of, like, I kind of took all of my lower level gear for wardrobe's sake. I took the lower level stuff and I moved it into my Mog save, and I just move it into my personal inventory if I have to sink down. My dream of having all of my equipment at all levels just in my wardrobe at all times, that dream has unfortunately died once I started playing more classes than Beastmaster. If I stuck to being a one-jobber, I could totally have done that, right? Just every piece of gear I ever owned right in my wardrobe, and it would have been fine. But yeah, now that I'm leveling up Black Mage, White Mage, I'm eyeballing Paladin. You know, now that I'm doing all that, I can't have more than my current set of equipment in the wardrobe. A few odd and end pieces, right? And a few overlaps, but I can't just keep every piece of gear I own in my wardrobes. That doesn't really pan out anymore. Alright, so just making sure everything's set right. I actually haven't been out to do any Black Mage soloing. Haven't been out there in a while. I know I want more wardrobes, but unfortunately I don't know that we're gonna get them. Maybe with the next expansion, maybe. I do like that they gave us Wardrobe 8 for the event seasonal items. I like that. But there's not really a lot you can actually put in there, unfortunately. Alright, so I need a Beastmaster pet, but I have to get past these enemies before I can do that. So, let's meat myth kebab it up. Full on strength and attack. And oh hey, it does, hey, meat myth kebabs, they give 1 agility. I didn't even notice that. Yeah, that's nice. Well, hey, that rounds my agility out, actually. Cool. I feel like I'm probably gonna have to fight these goblins without a pet, though. Unless I can ninja past them, I don't think I can ninja past that, right? Oh, am I gonna have to fight two at once? Yes, I am. Oh no. That ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work at all. Just put him to sleep in the ceiling. It'll be fine. He's just sleeping in the ceiling, okay? Alright, so here's the thing. When I melee with Black Mage, unless I switch my sub-job to Red Mage, unless I do that, I do kind of rely on having a pet, because I slash Beastmaster. So I'm a little naked right now, alright? I'm fighting a little naked, but I guess this is a good test of my actual defensive abilities, right? So yeah, I drain to get my health back, but drain is on it's on a 1 minute cooldown, right? That kinda sucks. But honestly, yeah, the goblin is missing a lot. Now these are lower level, like these are on the low end of the spectrum here. I want to fight higher level enemies in here. But yeah, he's missing fairly often. I'm hitting him hard. When he hits me, he's not hitting me for that. Yeah, like he's not hitting me for that much damage. I assume my vitality is kicking in. End it! Oh, I missed. God damn, I didn't miss a single attack except for my weapon skill. Oh, I'm being attacked from the ceiling again. I'm getting ceiling attacked. But yeah, look at that. Miss, miss, miss. They just can't hit me. That ceiling archer is quite accurate though. I need him to come down from there. Goddamn goblin hacks. Yeah, I can't hit him up there. I need him to come down. Well, he's not coming down. I had to zone. Let me get my is there a crab out here by chance? Yeah, let me use a crab to get my health and MP back. There we go. Good solid drain. T-pose sliding. Okay, and then yeah, crabs can be speared, so also do that. Okay, got 70 MP back. I really wish a spear worked on more things. It would make Black Mage so much more fun if a spear worked on more than just crabs and I mean what, like, I don't know, it's crabs and spellcasters. It doesn't really work on anything else. I think there might be one more enemy type other than crabs, but I'm not sure. Okay, Labyrinth Leech, charm it. I'm gonna have to fight that goblin robber. Or not? Huh, okay, I don't have to fight him. Cool. Man, I'm tempted. I am tempted, but the thing is, that is an air elemental, and it's level 60. It will absolutely tear me up. My magics are strong, but elementals are not to be trifled with, so I'll leave it alone for now. But okay, I got a leech. That's not really the pet I wanted. I want to move up to scorpions, and then use them to fight cockatrices. Oh, look at that. God, I hate goblins. I hate them. Yeah, I swear he sniped me from the other end of the room. Like, how did he? He wasn't looking, and he was all the way off in the corner. But he still saw me. Also, I wanna try to get better at using stun to interrupt a bomb toss. Okay, that was a goblin rush. Not too much of an issue. Look, I love Final Fantasy goblins, but they do have they have an uncanny knack for just getting you unaware, right? They're real good ambushers. Also, this goblin poacher is too slow. Too slow. Yeah, this guy is incredibly accurate. Like, yeah, he's just eating through my defenses. Just eating right through them. To be fair, I didn't debuff him as hard as I could have. I could have debuffed his dexterity, but I don't think that would have affected his ranged accuracy, actually. I kind of forget what stats range uses for accuracy. It's, I know strength affects the damage. I think it might be agility, right? It might be agility that affects that, but I'm not 100% sure. Okay, there's a ton of goblins here. Can I... They're both looking right in this direction. There's no way I can get past that. Okay, as long as they don't move, right? He's coming back. Okay, as long as none of them move, I'm alright. That scorpion moved. There's another enemy behind. There's a cockatrice right behind me. Gotta watch out for that. Nope. Oh, I'm getting aggro already. My health is so low, but the pet is not doing a good job. It is not doing. That cockatrice is gonna. That cockatrice is getting really close. The problem is the goblins are right over there, so I can't really, I can't really back up any further, or I'm gonna be in goblin territory, you know? This thing does not want to stop attacking me. I'm in a very fragile spot right now. If it does any kind of AoE, I'm just fucked. Yeah, not great. Not great. If I could, I'd like to let my leech die, and then I charm the scorpion. I can't tell it to stop attacking though, because then it'll probably lose aggro. Alright, charm set on. Come on, just kill the leech. There we go. Oh my god, bad timing. Bad timing for a resist. Very bad timing for a resist. Oh my god. Why can't I just do the thing? Okay. That was way too close. That was way too goddamn close. Alright, so now let that build aggro, and then drain my health back. And also try not to get aggroed. I know those goblins are right over there. I know they're waiting to kill me. Okay. Delicious, delicious health. I need it. I need it so bad. Okay. back to the melee set, and I think I'm good to sit down and rest now. Man, that was not great. That was a bad start. Very bad start. I don't know why the leech just couldn't... Like, the leech just could not hold aggro at all. And I was already a little low from dealing with the goblins, right? And this is a horrible spot for anything to go wrong. There's just so many enemies everywhere. And also, oh, Kota, I mean, Rogue in FF11 would be Thief. That would be Thief. Like, pretty much exactly that, Thief. And Thief is pretty fun. Like, sneak attack, trick attack is some good times. Some real good times. And then you can pair it with Ninja, too, and your survivability goes through the roof. And your damage. Alright, that's enough resting on my ass, so... Drain that HP up. I prefer to drain instead of rest, when possible. Okay, get in there. Like, get in there, end the fight. Okay. Alright. So we had a rough start, but okay, we're in it now. We're in it now. I will say that my... I don't know, I do notice that I evade a little better. I notice it. And I do notice that with these... Yeah, with these vitality boosting high defense gauntlets, I do notice that I take a little less damage, but I do feel like if I come under direct attack and I don't have any sort of support sub, I am a little on the squishy side. I do notice that. And yeah, I know, Black Mage, right? But I could lean harder into this. Yeah, I could replace I could replace the spike necklace with something a little more defensive, more evasion, more vitality. Same goes for the rings. I think my issue here is that I just do way too much damage. No, don't drain. That'll get so much aggro I can never shake it. Yeah, I seem to deal too much damage. Honestly, I gotta stop that. Like the pet cannot hold any aggro on me. Oh, pet dead. Well, in that case, I guess I gotta solo it out. I don't know why I have all these really weak spells here. I need something a little harder. I put all my weakest spells on my bar. I guess for efficiency, right? For efficiency, I did that. Okay. But yeah, I'm seeing the problem. The problem is, if I'm gonna do the whole /Beastmaster thing, I deal way too much damage. So the scythe, hey, the scythe is great. I love my +1 scythe. No problems with that, but I think I deal too much damage for my own good. The pets cannot hold aggro. Also, Thief cannot dual wield. The only class that can dual wield is Ninja. That's why you pair Thief with Ninja. You know, that's why you go Thief/Ninja. But anybody can dual wield if they go /Ninja. Like, a favorite of mine back in the day was Red Mage /Ninja. That was a lot of fun. You know, dual wielding enchanted blades. Also, Cito, sorry, I do seize ya. I do seize the Cito. And I cannot get any of the references lately. And yeah, Thief is the main job. I mean, Ninja and Thief just they really complement each other fairly well. Like, you could go one way or the other with that. But yeah, Thief slash Ninja, good combo. Very good combo. But yeah, I'm thinking honestly, I actually deal too much damage for my own good. Like, the Beastmaster pets cannot hold aggro with my melee alone. So maybe what I should do... Oh, there's another guy in here. Yeah, maybe what I should do is I should get rid of my spike necklace and replace that with replace it with like an evasion necklace, right? Something that boosts my defensives more. And the dexterity rings, I don't know. I like being more accurate, but I could replace those with agility rings. Or 1 agility, 1 vitality, right? So that I don't get hit as hard. I don't know, I gotta think about it. Also, 1 sec, man, I'm getting all fogged up. Man, been a while. Been a while since I got like all choked up while talking. The allergies must be coming back, I don't know. Alright, so that cockatrice, I can't charm that. Here we go. I can charm this one. Okay, so got my scorpion. And yeah, that cockatrice has been the death of me multiple times. That specific cockatrice. It always spawns in at just the worst time. Alright, so something I was kind of thinking to do. So I can apply 1 debuff, maybe 2, but at least 1. Yeah, Black Mage gets stat debuffs that also do a little damage. I'm using Rasp because it lowers enemy dexterity, which should make it harder for them to hit. You know, makes them less accurate, and pair that with Blind, that's a good combo. But I am thinking, I have 1 for Strength, right? Let me check. That's Agility, Vitality, Dexterity, Mind, Strength, yeah. So I'm wondering if maybe I should use the Strength one. Oh, my pet is currently petrified. It's not great. But yeah, I was wondering if I should use a Strength down. That way, yeah, they really hit less hard, right? That might be the best, honestly. Oh, they're intimidated. They're intimidated. Sound Blast. Nope, no you don't. Nightmare Scythe might not be the best damage, but it's basically a free stun, right? I think my pet is, yeah, it's unpetrified again. I don't know. See, look, the thing is missed like every attack. That's the first attack it actually managed to land on me, so I mean, my evasion seems to be okay, right? And these are enemies that I would normally solo. They're not 20 levels under me, you know, they're like 10 levels under me, but at this level range, that is about what you should be soloing for smooth leveling. I don't know, I'm just trying to... I'm trying to make my mage melee builds, I'm trying to make them sort of as smooth as possible. And I feel like it's a weird line you have to tread between, like, you gotta have good evasion, you have to. And I think really anybody that's meleeing and is taking damage probably needs good evasion. So you need that, but then also you need some vitality, because that, like, vitality, more so than defense, it lowers the enemy's, like, the maximum amount of damage they can hit you for. Like, if you have really low vitality, even if your defense is good, the enemies can smack you for a ton of damage. So yeah, you need a decent balance of agility, vitality, and then, well, you need to be able to actually hit things, right? So you gotta have a decent amount of dexterity and accuracy. There's a lot of lines you have to tread, right, in order to make it work. And the exact balancing I'm not quite sure on. But I'm getting closer and closer. Well, the thing is that in here, so everything detects by sight, which is good and bad. It's good because they have to look at you to attack you. It's bad because that can make you a little lazy about, you know, avoiding the enemies. Like you might, you know, you're like, oh, it's turned around, right? I don't gotta worry about it. It's not looking at me. And then it turns and looks at you in the middle of a fight, and oh no, now you're in trouble, right? Oop, sharp strike. So this, I think that one makes it hit a lot harder, right? Yeah, it gives it a significant attack boost, which isn't great for me, right? Hold up, I have some abilities I can do. Oh yeah, yeah, look at that. All right, let's use the sick command. Turn away. Too much damage. So I did sharp strike with my pet, so now it hits harder, right? So now they both hit really hard. And yeah, here's the problem with these scorpions. They can hit incredibly hard. And I don't just mean like, oh, that's a big damage. I mean, they can potentially one-shot you. That's another reason you don't really want to toe-to-toe with these guys, right? If they do their, if they do their sting with tail attack, that can just outright one-shot you. If the stars align, right? It might do nothing, it might do very little damage, or it could one-shot you. Little bit of a coin toss there. So even if your defense is good, even if you have a ton of HP, you might not want to you might not want to take that one to the face, you know? Okay, I'm gonna back my pet off because I want to trade pets real quick. Yeah, I want my pet to die right now, because if you look at him, his health is really low right now. Then again, I mean, I don't know, let me look. Yeah, he's not actually taking that much damage. I think this is a lower level scorpion. So maybe we don't want to trade over to that one, right? Maybe let's get a slightly larger scorpion. Yeah, here we go, a level 56 scorpion. That's more like it. Decent challenge. Ooh, there's a sea monk back there. That's level 59. I kind of want that one. If I can get a level 59 pet, that would be great. Oh, no, 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 too late, too late. It saw me. It saw me. If it didn't see me, I would have preferred to trade up even higher, right? Because, yeah, higher the pet, the easier a time it'll have of keeping aggro. Oh, God, I know what I haven't been doing. You know, it's been a while, so I completely forgot. I have not been applying shock spikes. There we go. That's my little personal defensive. Oh, there it is, there it is. That's the death move right there. Yeah, look at that. Death Scissors did 678 damage to my pet. And pets are pets are very tanky. Or, it's just a mob, right? It's super tanky. If it did that to me, that could have outright killed me. And that wouldn't be like, oh, you're a mage, of course you die. No, that's like, literally, I could come here with my Beastmaster at 75 and it could still potentially kill me, right? It's just scorpions are really, really dangerous and you don't want to fight them. like one-on-one, right? I'm just doing it for fun and profit. Oh yeah, no, you can do that. It's just I don't think that's fun. It's not fun. This is fun. I like to fucking, like, I will wrestle a Tonberry and get stabbed in the throat multiple times. That's fun for me, alright? I don't find one-shotting enemies with no chance to fight back. That's not a video game. Like, I'm not even playing a game at that point. So yeah, I like to live dangerously. That's just how I enjoy the game. Alright, so let's see, I did blind, I could do more. I should rasp this one too. I want to really debuff its accuracy. And I want to throw a Nightmare Scythe in there too, at the right moment. Like, okay, this should, yep, there we go. Interrupted Poison Sting. All about timing. Oh yeah, see, now it does not like me now. This is okay, because I'm gonna drain its health now. Just give me that sweet HP. Delicious MP. Well, not MP, HP. Delicious all the same. Oh, man, I'm the best Beastmaster. I force my animals to fight to the death repeatedly. That's how you befriend animals, right? Man, if we go back to the first... Man, remember the quest to become a Beastmaster and how it was all about, you know, the Beastmaster guy who was abusing his chocobo? Remember the lessons we learned back then, and then we promptly ignored all of them? And we just did the bad things? Ooh, what is the Moldavite earring? I don't know that one. I'm using pretty shitty earrings, just agility, right? If there's something more awesome I could be using, I'm down. So this guy, yeah, this pet's gonna go down. That's gonna happen. But let's just apply debuffs. Damage down, accuracy down, more accuracy down. And I will want to charm that other scorpion too. Not pet command. It's a job ability. Where is it? Charm, here we go. Charm that. I have no idea what level that scorpion is, but that's what we're fighting with now. Ooh, Earth Pounder! That's, isn't that one that can stun, potentially? I'm not sure. Alright. Oh, I see. A +5 magic attack bonus earring. I mean, that would... I'm trying to think if that would be better, though. I mean, I guess, you know, more int... I was thinking, wouldn't more int be better? Because, like, int is both your magic attack and accuracy, right? So that would feel like accuracy is usually the bigger issue. You know, when I'm going for proper spell casting, right? Ah, but okay, so it's a... I mean, I guess the magic, yeah, I guess, I'm trying to think how much, like, what would the equivalent in raw int be, right? Like, what is the raw int equivalent to that magic attack bonus? That's what I don't know. But yeah, if I could get it, Sure, why not? I don't know. It's not why I'm here. I'm here just to EXP, right? Because I leveled up with Eco Warrior, and I wasn't quite over the threshold to not de-level, but I've gotten over that now. Okay, so like 2 int is 1 magic attack bonus. So yeah, if I had like a 2 int earring, then that would only be 1 magic attack bonus. But the int would also be magic accuracy, which is, I'd say, like magic accuracy is kind of more valuable because spells get resisted really easily in this game. Like that would, I'd want to say that's almost even more valuable, but both are good. So, I don't know, if ever the time comes that I could get my hands on the earring, maybe if I'm bored one day and I want to just farm it up as a Beastmaster / thief in here, then I might do that. But yeah, I'm just here as a black mage right now, so I'm not really, like, I don't even have any treasure hunter, you know? Like, I wouldn't want to go for any kind of rare without at least having Treasure Hunter 1. I wouldn't want to do that. But also I'm way lower level as my black mage, right? 63 is not... That's not comfy, let's farm things level. Not in here anyway. But yeah, I'll try to make a note of that and come back sometime as a Beastmaster / thief when I'm feeling like doing that kind of thing. I will admit my black mage gear for spellcasting, for actual spellcasting, is a little out of date. It's fine, I've been in parties of my level and I can hit things and kill them just fine, but it is falling behind a little bit. So I might wanna, touch that up, right? That said, when it comes to NMs and dropping any kind of loot, I have really, really bad luck with that. Oh, is my pet petrified or something? Let me see. Oh, I think it's petrified. Oh, that's no good. Okay, there we go. I hate how the fight command is on such a long timer. Let's try to get aggro back on it. Well, I guess Sharp Strike will help, I guess. Did I put bio on him? I'm not sure. I know I did the accuracy debuffs, but I don't think I'd bio him. But I don't know. I just spent like 1,000,000 gil to get my elemental staff collection fleshed out, to get storage solutions for my Mog House, to get a bunch of things I've been wanting. So I'm cooling it a little bit on gear, right? For a bit. I need to get back to fishing. That's what I need to do. Which I have not been fishing nearly as much as I want to, even. And yeah, it's fun. But see, look, some people roll their eyes, but I play video games for maximum fun, right? Fun is the important part. Others might look at the efficiency of whatever, but see, for me, that pie chart is fun, and that's gotta be at maximum. If it's not, I'm not interested. So this is incredibly fun to me. I love it, and I love riding the razor's edge, fighting enemies like this that could Like, even as a proper melee, these things could just murder me, right? I farmed tonberries until my Beastmaster pets were getting slammed for like 6,000 damage. And that was fun. Oh, look at that. Oh, can't drain yet. Right, just did it. I didn't really mean to save up this much TP. Oh, here we go. Also, let me pop that meat myth kebab. After I rest, that is. I just realized that my MP is incredibly low, and I do use MP still. I do. I use it for debuffs, right? I debuff dexterity, I debuff, I blind them, I bio to them, I make sure they hit weak and they can't hit me at all, right? Which honestly, it pairs really well. I could go so much harder on my evasion agility. I could go so much harder on that. I'm a little bit hybridized here with other defensives and also just dexterity and strength, right? I could go much harder on evasion if I so chose. It's just I do like killing things too, even if it generates a little too much aggro as is comfortable. But if I wasn't going slash Beastmaster, the other way I've tried out with this is slash Red Mage, and that also actually works very well. You just, you put Protect and Shell on yourself, right? You cast Regen on yourself, so you're just ticking HP up all the time. You can blink yourself too, which, man, blink works really well with high evasion. So yeah, and then you end spell your scythe, so you're doing even more melee damage, and it actually works out incredibly well. It's just Beastmaster is a little better for more sustained grinding over time. I generally don't have to rest as much, and that's sort of the main goal here. The goal is minimize downtime, right? Minimal resting. The slash Red Mage might be a little more fun, and slash Thief even. Slash Thief works pretty good too, because that boosts your evasion even higher. But, yeah, I find that overall this has the least downtime, and I don't think you can do any better than slash Beastmaster when it comes to downtime. Also, Kota, I mean, look, I still, God, I did start the quest for Liu Shang's, right? I started that. And I would actually like to get Liu Shang's by fishing each and every one of those moat cart myself. That's a goal, that's something I want to do. And, I just haven't been fishing at all, really. I need to get back to it. I haven't been playing quite as much, I will admit. Part of that is that I've been, like in the last couple days, I got really sick, and it came back on me on Saturday. So I just wasn't really in the mood to do anything for like 2 days. But once I'm back into the rhythm of it, like I wanna get back to fishing, and specifically catching either moat or forest carp. I forgot to pop my meat myth kebab. Could have done so much more on that dark harvest. No, it is relaxing to just fish in this game. It really is. It's just, it does require at least a little bit of attention, and when you're really sick, attention is at a premium. The only problem is because I want the Lu Shang rod, right? The legendary fishing rod. You gotta turn in 10,000 carp. That's a lot of fish, and that's gonna take a while. And the whole time I'm fishing those carp up, I could be fishing something better for money and skill points. So it would be a bit of a diversion, right? Yeah, I mathed it out, and if you actually just sold all of the moat carp, right? Like if you sold them on the auction house, you would make about 2.8 million gil. Or if you bought all the carp, or if you bought Lu Shang's, it would be about 2.8 million gil, which is more than I currently have right now. Man, Lu Shang in 4 days. I would assume they were like, I would assume they were aggressively fishing, and also probably buying every single carp they could find, right? Yeah, I would wonder though, like even then, I mean, how would you, yeah, like how would you do that in 4 days? I'm just thinking about the logistics of it, right? You would have to, like you would have to be playing 24/7, like literally not sleeping even. Like I don't even know how would you accomplish that? They refuse to elaborate. Yeah, no, I feel like even if you played super aggressively, like no lifing it, no sleep, just living on monster energy, right? I feel like you still probably couldn't pull that off. But what Lu Shang's, you know, real quick, I mean, what it does, it's a legendary fishing rod. It's not the best by any means, but it is a legendary fishing rod that it can catch certain fish better. Like right now, having normal fishing rods, like I can catch black souls, which are a very nice high-value fish, but I lose half of them because my fishing rod is, it's too big for it, right? But I can't use a smaller fishing rod because it'll break. So I either lose half my fish, or my rod has a chance to just snap in half. So if I want to catch fish like that, I have to, yeah, I need a legendary rod for that. You know, I can't just use the basic rod. Alright, gonna let my pet die on this one. Oh, that's a good one right there, level 57. I'll take it. There we go. Alright, continue the murder. Yeah, there are fishing pools. They do deplete. Although not all pools are equal. That's what I've learned. Not all fishing pools are equal. Like like when I go to catch something like Tavnasian Goby, there can be like 3 other people fishing there round the clock, and the pool never depletes. Like I think the fishing pool depends on what and where you're fishing. But yeah, some of them just never seem to deplete. Others, yeah, they deplete in like 5 minutes, right? Well, it's not really about, it's not necessarily about the rare expensive fish, although you know, legendary rods can do that. It's more that they don't break, right? Like, even for some of the lower fish, certain rods have a chance to break, right? Yeah, the Lu Shang just doesn't. It doesn't break. And it's also that it can catch more things, too. Like, my understanding is that Lu Shang's can be used to catch small fish and large fish all the same. That's kind of my understanding. Whereas most fishing rods are a little more specialized, like they either do one or the other. It's just, it's versatility and durability. is the main thing, and it's way better than a standard, crafted fishing rod. But the thing is, Liu Shang's isn't like it's not the final rod. There are legendary rods above that can do even better fish, but like the real legendary fish. But yeah, Liu Shang's is just good for everything up to 100 fishing skill, which is, that is the maximum skill. Nothing'll break it. It won't have a hard time. Nothing'll get away from you. It's just a very nice, efficient rod. Yeah, I honestly, that's kind of a good way to describe it. Like, that the Pokemon example is kind of a good way to put it. Oh no, Sito, no, the 10,000 carp rod is not the best one. I believe there's an even more, like, the quest for the Abizu rod, I think it's even more bullshit, right? But in a different way, and it's very RNG too. But yeah, there's always more bullshit. Welcome to Final Fantasy XI. Yeah, Liu Shang is second best, but not the best. Ibizu, yeah, I'd have to look into what you actually have to do for that, but it's a lot. I know that. It's complex and RNG and not very particularly fun. I know that much. Invisible Scythe Attack! I'm still not sure really what the best Scythe Attack to use is. I mean, when I pop a Meat Myth Kebab, I do have decent strength. But an ability like Dark Harvest, I think Dark Harvest might hit harder if my intelligence is higher, right? I'm not really sure. But I might want to just use Vorpal Scythe, honestly. That probably is just my best bet. And no Dancer on Horizon. The Treasures of Ot Ergen classes are coming soon, but we don't even have those yet. It's just up to the Zalart classes right now. Which is basically NA launch, right? What was available at North American launch back in the day. Okay, that Scorpion's pretty nice. I like that Scorpion. But that Scorpion is really weak, so let's go for that one. So I'll try to wear my pet down on it, right? And then switch over, or maybe get that sea monster back there. That might be the better get right there. I love how people are still surprised that retail is even up. The thing is I get such a vibe from, like, everything I've seen and heard about retail and people that play it, and like from people that play it, it just kind of screams of the game Square Enix forgot, even more so than all the other games they've released in the last couple years and completely forgotten within months. It kind of screams that at me. But it's not unique to them. I mean, people are still surprised if you tell them, like, Ultima Online is still running, or the original EverQuest is not only still running, but it's getting expansions like every year still, right? There's a lot of games that time forgot, but they are still quite going. I'm gonna hold off on my Vorpal Scythe, because I kind of want this thing to kill my pet. I kind of want it. See, it couldn't get the job done. I mean, hey, like, you might not get the full retail experience, you know, like, you don't get all the expansions and stuff, but it is a very different game is the thing. Like this is more close to old school MMOs, and yeah, my understanding of retail is it's kind of, well, it's just void except for people at the end game, because I can't imagine there's that many new players to retail, gotta be honest. Like, not that many people are willing to even get past the Play Online launcher, which, funny enough, that's what kept me out. Literally, as someone who used the Play Online launcher back in the day, I could not get it to work properly on my PC. So that kept me out, right? I couldn't even check it out. But yeah, like, funny enough, it's actually, in some ways, harder to get into retail now than it is a private server. Which, that just says volumes to how Square Enix's launcher works, right? But then it's also just, well, you gotta... There's some predatory sub-fee stuff there, too. Like, not just the sub-fee, but then... So, like, in retail, you can only have one character, unless you're willing to pay an extra $1 per character slot. Which, if you buy, like on Horizon, you get 3 characters, so that would be $2 extra you'd be paying. Also, wardrobe slots, and, like, there's so many little things they nickel and dime you on. And if you got, like, the basic functionality of that, like you would have here, you'd be paying, like, over $20 a month, right? So, yeah, it's, I don't know. There's just a lot of barriers to entry to getting into retail, and even then, I look at it like this: the retail experience now is not. It's not what I have nostalgia for, but it's, even if I didn't have nostalgia, it's a little too close to just a modern MMO experience, but not as good. And that's because it's changed over time, right? Like, yeah, they've tried to keep with the times, but what you get with that is a game that is. I mean, yeah, it's an old-ass game that's just chugging along and trying to imitate things that came later, and that feels weird. Like, that just feels weird. It feels weird in EverQuest, too. EverQuest, which is love of my life, right? Like, it did the same thing, and it feels absolutely horrible to play now, because it's this weird Frankenstein of old and new game design. And none of it works. None of it. Oh no, no thanks, no thanks. Not interested in a pet camp. Not interested. But yeah, with I don't know, with FF11, like, I do get, there is an audience for the retail version of the game, and I'm not saying it's terrible or anything, I'm just saying, for me, it's not what I'd want, and I think for a lot of people, it's probably not really what they would want, you know? I feel like most people would either want a Final Fantasy XIV, right? Or they would want they'd want that classic experience, right? And I only say that because I know a lot of people who absolutely love Final Fantasy XIV. You know, I tapped out, right? But I know people who still love it, and I've tried to get them into any version of Final Fantasy XI just to try it out, right? And they just can't do it. Like, it's not... Like, even retail is too archaic for them. So I just can't imagine, I don't know, I can't imagine retail really having a strong following anymore. Just because it's... Yeah, it is at a weird in-between at this point of old and new game design. It's kind of like, I don't know, again, to put it like in EverQuest terms, because I also love that, in general, the private server circle of EverQuest is actually a little more active than the retail version of EverQuest. And it's because, yeah, people want that old school game, right? They want an old school MMO. And a lot of people, they want that, and they try out retail of EverQuest, and they're like, what is this? This is just World of Warcraft, but worse, right? And they're like, what do people like about this? And it's only when they try something like Project 1999 that they get it, right? So I'm not saying there's no audience for that weird hybrid game, but I think that it's actually harder than either a new or old game to get into. Like, for people who are just trying to get into something, right? They tend to want a more hardline one or the other, not mix of old and new. Yeah, well, see, that's the thing, right? If you want to go for that old school challenge, right? If you played the game a little bit back in the day, but you couldn't really get too far with it, but you want to, you want to relive that challenge, Horizon or anything like it is that is a good way to do it. That's kind of what I'm doing, right? Because I never hit max level back in the day, and I only managed to do that on Horizon, but it was quite it wasn't as hard as it could have been, right? But it was still quite a challenge, just like I remember back in the day. Just not quite as much suffering. But if I did it on retail, apparently you could just do it, right? Like, there's so many assists in retail that it's not really a challenge to hit max level, or 75 for that matter. So it wouldn't really have given me that feeling of, yeah, man, I went and did the thing I couldn't do as a kid, right? It wouldn't be satisfying like that at all. So I think if that sort of experience is what you're looking for, which I do think a lot of people that come to Horizon are looking for that, yeah, that's something you'll get here that you won't get on retail. It's like, yay, my party of robots just beat the game for me. Man, I feel so accomplished. That's retail. Also, party of robots. You could just end the sentence there, and it's like, yeah, no thanks. And I get why games put robots in. I understand it, right? Again, EverQuest has robots now. It's because, a lot of the player base for old games like that, they tend to just sit on the end game and never make new characters or anything, or if they do, they just stick to their own little circles. So you kind of need, like, in a team-based game, you need a team to get through a lot of that content, and robots that is a way to solve that problem. I get it. It's just, it doesn't feel good. It just really doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good in EverQuest, doesn't feel good in Final Fantasy XIV, doesn't feel good in any of those games. And yeah, I do get that leveling to 99, that's the easy part in retail, and then it's more challenge. But here's the thing. My favorite part of Final Fantasy XI is the whole game, right? Like, I love the newbie zones. I love Valkyrie Dunes. I love the process of leveling up and the many challenges that you face along the way. Like, that is all the fun, right? And if you're basically nerfing the fun for me, right? Like, if you can just get max level with a party of robots, that's removing the fun for me. And not just me, but I know other people, many people have the same idea. They like the process, they like the journey, and the suffering along the way makes the end feel better, And even in this, right, like, look, I hit 75. Obviously, there's a lot more I could do, right? There's more I could do. Things could get harder even in this, right? But the thing is, max level is a big milestone. In any game, it's a big milestone. And yeah, there's always stuff that comes after it, but that big milestone is important. And the struggles to get there is important. And if you take that out, you're kind of cheapening the whole experience, you know? You're basically saying this game isn't worth playing until you've gotten to max level, right? And I hate that. It's a really common MMO game design, right? Like, it's like developers aren't confident about their own game, and they're like, look, this game is absolute shit, just get to max level and then it gets good, right? It gets good 100 hours in. But I don't like that. I want the game to be good from the moment I boot it up. I install it, I boot it up, I make a character. I want it to be good from the go, right? And FF11 always managed to hold my interest and keep me very compelled in it from the moment I make a character, just because I'm presented with so much struggle and challenge, right? And that's what has kept me around so long, and why I keep coming back to the classic version of the game. Yeah, look, too many games, right? Way too many games, not just MMOs, but too many games take the philosophy of, look, it's a horrible until you get to the end, until you're 10, 100, 1,000, 10,000 hours in, right? Then it gets good. And for some people that only live for that end moment, then sure, right? But for everyone else, it's like, I'd rather not, right? I want a game that in some way holds my interest from the beginning. And not just that, but I want the game to feel like it's meaningful and worthwhile from the beginning, right? Like in this game, you can take a lot of value from just running out in the newbie zone and killing rabbits, because those rabbits, you can sell that hair meat for damn near 7K, and that's actually a good amount of money. You can use that money for all kinds of things. Like, you have inherent value at level 1, right? Not many games can say that. That there are meaningful things you can do even, like, at level 1 and all the way up, right? Things that are meaningful, worth your time, worth the reward. But this game can say that. And I just like that. I appreciate it, you know? I've done the whole, you know, it gets good at endgame thing. I've done that too many times. And I never really feel good about it. I always end up quitting games like that before I even really get into the end game stuff, you know? Yeah, like that is the thing. Like, all the armors in this game, I mean, not all of it's a winner, but yeah, in this game, I mean, there's armor pieces that you will keep forever, right? If anything, just because level syncing for boss fights is a thing, right? Like, there are several, like, level synced areas in the game and level synced boss fights. Like, if I want to do, I don't know, there's a lot of good BCNMs that are level capped at 30. If I want to do those, like, I need to have a good set of level 30 gear, you know? I have to keep that. But it's not just a matter of level syncing, it's also that certain gear just never really obsoletes, you know? Like, I don't know, like, look at the Emperor's hairpin here, right? It's only level 24, and I'm level 63, but I'm gonna be straight, those stats are good even at level 75. Alright? Like, that is 3 dexterity, 3 agility, and 10 evasion. In the right circumstances, those are the ideal combination of stats for certain classes in certain situations. Like, that hairpin is gonna, like, that is gonna stay with me the whole game, right? And then, I don't know, you look at my artifact pieces, right? And, well, like, my wizard's coat, it's not anything special in terms of stats, but, it boosts my enfeebling magic by 10 points, and it lowers my enmity by 3, so I don't take aggro as much, right? And the thing is that in certain circumstances, those combinations of stats are exactly what you need. And you will use that all the way through 75. Yeah, you're not constantly replacing things, and you shouldn't really worry about it either. It's also, raw defense doesn't quite matter as much, unless you're a tank. If you're a tank, then, you know, you want to stack all the defense, vitality, agility that you can get, but for most classes, even if you're going to be taking some hits, like, yeah, you wouldn't even upgrade pieces for the raw armor, because raw armor does not actually do that much for you. Like, yeah, it does make you take less damage, but so does vitality, you know, so does having a high evasion rate. Like, there's a lot of ways to achieve that, and defense is only one of them. So, yeah, you don't even upgrade gear for more defense, right? And I like that. Like, when I find a really nice item, like, hey, this sickle, right? This ivory sickle +1 is, well, it's honestly probably the best sickle I can have as a black mage. So I'm keeping it. You know, that sickle is staying with me for life. Never getting rid of it. Alright, I wanna let my old pet die. If it can, you know, if it can get hit, the enemy scorpion is having a hard time. There we go. It's having such a struggle to actually do any damage to my pet. But yeah, that was something that I really didn't like with FF14, was how you're constantly replacing your gear. When I think about a lot of the older games that I enjoy, like EverQuest, right? Before EverQuest got weird. Yeah, in EverQuest, very little gear has any stats on it to speak of. And whenever you get something enchanted, right, in any way, you tend to hold on to it for life, you know? There's very little, like, you know, in-a-line upgrading, right? Very little of that. And FF11 also kind of scratches that itch for me, too. It's, much horizontal, not so much vertical, although there is vertical, but it's not as much, you know? And if you have the right sets of gear, you can kind of get around going vertically up in power, right? Like, if you're really good in specific situations, you can kind of get around just straight upgrading gear. And the numbers, which I do like, it's purely aesthetic, right? I mean, I do look at the numbers, but I tend to look at them more in the chat box, but it catches my attention. It's in the config. Yeah, if you go in here, I think it's pretty early on. Is it a misc option? Yeah, it's a miscellaneous 1. Yeah, damage display on screen. You can either have it just in the log, just on the screen, or on both. I like both, most of the time. I still like to have it show up in the log, though, and that's just because in the log... Like, in the log, let's say something happens and I want to... You know, I want to sort of compare metrics, or I want to keep track of what's going on. It's good to have it all show up in the log. But if I didn't care so much about that, and sometimes I don't, and sometimes it's just so chaotic you want to minimize what's happening on the screen, then I might have it only appear on, you know, over the enemies' heads, and not even have it be in the log. But, yeah, there's a lot of... I will say this, and this is something that kind of messes up a lot of people. There is a lot you can mess around with in the configurations in this game. There's so many configurations. Playing around with that for a few minutes when you start up, it's a good way to make the game feel a little more comfy for you. It's also like the chat windows, right? I used to be a one chat window kind of guy, but I do find that it is generally better. Like it's more organized to have the split windows, right? Things like that. Just getting everything like you like it. But I don't know. I can sometimes come off as the old man when it comes to my choice and flavor of MMO or game in general, right? But I know what I like, and I try to go for games that give me what I like, right? And I would hope most people are sort of the same. They, play games you enjoy for fun, right? And games like this do it. They just do it for me. And if you change, I know Horizon does change some things to make it a little less suffering, right? But they tread a line, and I think they mostly do it right. But yeah, with games like this, if you change too much, it could become a vastly different experience in a way that isn't fun, right? Or in a way that is fun but not to me, like a different kind of fun, basically. My pet has just completely lost the... Yeah, he's completely lost the aggro over there. Ooh, an Earth Pounder directly on me. This is fine. I do worry about getting one-shot by these things, but, look, you tread a line, right? Life and death. Live on the edge. We're in the danger zone. That's how I like it. If we weren't in danger, what would the fun be, right? Alright, let's try to trade up. Come on, just hit my scorpion once. There we go. There we go. Oh no. Alright, so I'm gonna try to run it around and recharm it. Oh god! You did the jump scare on me! The Martian Gothic jump scare. God, I kind of forgot. That's the sound for a certain number of bits. God. Man, I love and hate that Martian Gothic sound. What's funny is in the actual game, it's not even intended to be a jump scare. It's literally just part of the ambient background soundtrack. Every now and then, that sound just happens in the game for no reason. It just comes out of nowhere. And every now and then, it sort of lines up with what's happening on screen. Again, love/hate it. Alright, my HP's getting a little low. My MP's getting a little low, too. So I'm just making sure I give the full run of debuffs, right? So let's see, we got Rasp, we got Bio 2, we didn't blind it. Alright, maximum damage and accuracy down. Oh, Sharp Strike. I think that's what lets it one-shot you. Like, I think it's Tail Attack, the Death Strike thing. I don't think it's necessarily a one-shotter if it's just normal, but when it does Sharp Strike, that gives it a huge attack boost. That's probably what lets it, that's the game over right there. That combination of abilities. Alright, so my health is a lot better now, but my MP is super low. But I technically I don't have to rest. I got one more drain in me. But I will rest it up a little bit. But this is why I like /Beastmaster for this, and the melee. Like, this is why I go the melee build. because I have to rest much less often, right? Like how long have I been going and I haven't sat down? I think this is the second time I've sat down to rest while I've been in here, right? Second time. And oh yeah, EXP's coming along. It's slow, but it's coming along. Oh, it's a new week, right? Yeah, it's a new week. I could I have one charge left on my EXP ring, but I guess I could pop that, right? I can recharge it anytime though. We got a full week now. But okay, I love, after doing big missions and stuff, I like to just chill and grind for a while. You know, calm before the next storm. But I do kind of want to get a little fishing in again. It's on my mind now. I'm not sure what I'm gonna go for. Like, what am I going to fish exactly? Not sure on that. Can't go wrong with more moat carp, I guess, but you know, I got 9,999 more moat carp to go. But I might want to just chill, I don't know, do some black souls or some gigant squid. That might be one to do. You know, just get some skill points, right? But just gonna kill around a little bit more in here. Like, how am I doing for loot? I have not found much cockatrice parts, but not much shells either. But I'm sitting on 7 scorpion claws, which ain't bad. That ain't bad at all. If I get a full stack, I could sell that for a decent amount. I'm not sure how much the claws even sell for. They might not be worth anything. I don't know. That's the thing. Just because these are big badass enemies, that doesn't necessarily mean that their loot is worth anything. Might be total trash. Ooh, nice. 354 Vorpal Scythe. So if I really wanted my scythe to do good damage, I'd invest a little more heavily in strength. But I have scored some very high damage attacks when I sub Thief, and I'm pretty sure it's because triple attack is kicking in. Which, yes, triple attack can stack. It can in fact stack with a weapon skill. That is how you achieve like 1,000 damage Vorpal Scythes, right? Because it's hitting 3 times. Oh man, the dingbats. You gotta be careful with the dingbats because they have quite a level range on them. You know, they could be level 1 or I think they go up to like level 4, maybe even level 5. But I think level 4 is the cap on them. But there is quite a difference between a level 1 and level 4 dingbat. It's one of those things, if you're not paying attention to, you can go for a much tougher one than you intended. Alright, so this thing can... yeah, it can petrify, which I don't know if it's petrification attack, it's stare. I don't know if that's subject to accuracy and dexterity and all that. I don't know. But I can try and debuff it. I can try. Also, I'm sort of wondering if it would be more advantageous to debuff strength instead of dexterity. Like, yeah, dexterity means even less chance to hit, which is good for both me and the pet, but if I debuff strength, that would mean the scorpions, even when they, like, supercharge their attack, it would take some of their damage away. So less chance of getting one-shotted, you know? I don't know, it's not a huge debuff either way, it's just a nice little debuff. So I probably shouldn't stress about it too much. But I don't know. I am kind of curious, right? I haven't even field tested it, so let's try it out. I don't know, like, let's just call this Other, because I swap it around a lot. So instead of Rasp, let's go with Drown. It's kind of hard to parse which one is dealing damage, though, so it might actually be hard to tell, like, who is, you know, who's damaging who here. Like, did that make its damage go down? I don't know. Can't really tell. Yeah, did that strength debuff mean anything? Yeah. Ooh, 57, decent challenge. I would like that pet. Yes, I would. So just let mine get, okay, it's got aggro, and then let it get murdered. Alright, I've got 8 Scorpion Claws. I would kinda like to get a full stack of Scorpion Claws to sell. Again, I don't know if they're worth anything or not, but I like having a full stack. It makes me feel good to have a full stack of anything. Either way, there is, I know I want to go fishing after this one, but I guess fishing is also just another form of grind, but I love the grind in this game. I love the grind in a lot of RPGs. I think it's why I sort of got into RPGs to begin with. Like, I was the kid when I had Dragon Warrior, not Dragon Quest, but I had Dragon Warrior on the NES, which that is a grindy-ass game, right? But yeah, I loved just getting in random encounters. Like, that's how I played that game. I would just get in random encounters, and I had so much fun with that. Oh, look, that almost hit the other one over there. Almost. But yeah, I would do the same thing with the old Final Fantasy games, too. Like, I'd not even make progress or anything, right? I would literally just walk around and get in random encounters to grind more EXP, more money. If there was some rare item to go for, sure, why not? Throw that in there too. But there was always something super relaxing about grinding in an RPG. Specifically JRPGs, although Western RPGs that kind of have a similar gameplay, like, oh yeah, I'd do that too. But specifically JRPGs tended to scratch that itch for me. And I can't tell you exactly why or what it is, but yeah, something about just grinding out enemies. It's oddly soothing. It doesn't matter how dangerous the enemies are or how intense the fights are. But yeah, just something about kind of getting into grinding out enemies. It's just perfect. I don't know what to say. I think that's why games like this really appeal to me, and why a lot of more modern ones don't, because they tend to replace the grinding with questing. And that never really did it for me in the same way. It's actually why it took me quite a bit to get into Turtle WoW. Because, yeah, the questing, the endless questing to level up never really did it for me. It only started getting fun once I got to the dungeons and I could grind those for EXP, right? Then the game started clicking for me. And I know that's totally, like, that is totally opposite of, I think, the general modern sentiment, right? Which is, most people that play RPGs of any form, they would rather make progress through questing and, you know, big meaningful battles, and they would rather do that instead of grinding enemies, right? Or farming something. They would much rather quest. I know that is the standard. I know that I'm the odd man out on that one, but that's kind of just how I grew to enjoy JRPGs. And that hasn't really changed, right? Why would it? Like, the grinding is the relaxing fun part. So you take that away from me, and you kind of immediately lose a lot of my interest. I mean, look, I mostly solo in this game, right? Like, if I'm being honest, I mostly solo still. Although I am always around other people, and I'm always doing something that, at least in some way, will eventually interact with another human, right? I still prefer to party up, but, you know, take what you can get. Gonna tough this one out to the end. Oh, I didn't blind it or anything. I really should have. Eh, dead now. But yeah, I do think a lot of it is, yeah, the idea that everything should be soloable, which here's the thing, I think there should be a bit of a line between solo content and group content. If anything, I think maybe that's where a game like this sort of fails, in a way. Like, in this game, the solo and the group content are kind of one and the same, you know? Like, the enemies that I'm killing right here, if I was in a lower level party, they might be killing the same things, right? So yeah, there's not really, like, you don't have that hard line between group and solo content here. But I do feel like there should always be meaningful things that a player can do on their own. Like, you should always have the ability to get shit done on your own. Not everything, right? You shouldn't be able to do everything. But you should be able to do meaningful things on your own. Things that can progress your character in a similar way to partying up, right? I think that's important. But I don't think necessarily that, yeah, like, all the content in the game should be solo. Not really. That takes a lot of the social gameplay out of it. And that's a whole other discussion, right? The social gameplay being taken out of these games. Because I do consider social gameplay to be legitimate gameplay, right? And a game that forces you to be social and make friends in order to advance, that is another form of gameplay. Like, social gaming, right? It's a social game. But yeah, that's a different matter. When it comes to grind, I think most games, not just MMOs, but even single-player games, a lot of them have taken any and all grinding out, and they replace it with endless questing. And I feel like I often feel like, like, am I on the crazy pills? Because everyone seems to look at questing forever in order to level up or whatever. Most people look at that positively, and they look at it as being totally different than going out and grinding monsters in a field for hours, right? Like, they consider questing for hours endless questing, endless, you know, kill 20x, endless fetch quests, whatever, right? They consider that to be more meaningful than just, you know, grinding. And I feel like am I insane? It's literally the same thing, but in a less satisfying way, because now you're not even choosing what you grind, right? See, that's the thing with grinding. I have a lot of choice in the matter. I can grind my way, right? Like, I can grind in whatever fashion I want to, on whatever I want to, as long as it gives me EXP, right? But with questing, it's like, no, you have to, you have to go there, kill 20 wolves or whatever, right? Like, the game is deciding for you what you're gonna grind, and how long, and where. You're not even making that choice anymore. So yeah, I feel absolutely insane when people think there's some huge difference between between the two things. Or that it's some step up, right? I don't consider it a step up. Oh man, I like the idea of only leveling up through gathering herbs. I kinda like that idea. I mean, hey look, if this game, right? If this game let me get actual combat EXP for fishing, I would literally never put my fishing rod down. My fishing gear would be the only gear I'd ever need. Even if it was literally like 10 EXP per fish, right? Like, no man, I'm all over it. But yeah, I do think, yeah, I'll agree there, in general, there should be many avenues for leveling up and progressing and things like that. And not just levels, but same goes for gear, right? And technically this game kind of has that. I mean, look, I didn't go out and personally farm up the Emperor's hairpin, right? I didn't do that. Okay, I didn't hunt down that rare NM, waste my life on it. I took 300,000 gil that I got from fishing, and I just bought it from someone who did want to do that, right? That is something I like about games like this. They often don't make things non-trade, so yeah, you can get those nice rare goodies just in a different way, right? In a different fashion, but you can still get it. Also, I'm kind of trying to get my pet killed, but it's just not happening. I want the pet to get some aggro here. Oh, one hit right back on me. Okay, give it a sec here, because I am trying to work that pet's HP down. I'm just too strong. What can I say? It does feel good though, right? And okay, a quick aside, and I've said it before, but everybody who's like, man, melee black mage, that must be pain. Does this look like pain? Man, I'm fucking cleaning house. But here's the thing, right? Like, I hit for like up to, I can hit for over 200 damage, right? And I don't have to use MP on that, you know? Like, the damage that you do with a good scythe is relative to the damage you would do with more sustained, moderate spellcasting. Except it doesn't cost MP, so you can just do it forever, right? Like, it is a viable alternative way to black mage, or any mage, really. You know, and any mage can do this, although if you don't have access to a scythe, your weapon choice wouldn't be as good, right? But I don't know, your combat skill would be a little higher. That would work out better. Okay, let's see. I wanna stun this real quick. If I can get it to target right. It just doesn't want to target right. Ooh, mandible bite. Oh, that's a big one. That's a big hit right there. So I'm claiming this pet. I wanted to target that other one and go fight that, but it just wasn't. I I don't know, it wasn't, my targeting was getting a little wonky, you know? It was getting a little weird there. So it wouldn't let me target the thing I wanted to target. Also, I gotta be really careful, because where I'm standing right here, I have been jumped by that randomly spawning cockatrice so many times. Like, that has killed me so many times. But I think, like, with this build, you can really tell that back in the day, I really loved going red mage / ninja and dual-wielding enchanted swords to deal my damage. You know, you can tell that that was kind of, yeah, that was a playstyle I really liked. I like a good melee mage. And it's not like I don't use the mage stuff, right? I do. It's just I use it a little more sparingly. Okay, my HP's low, my MP's low. I'll take the hit and just rest, right? Let's just rest up a little bit. I've never had a chance to play Blue Mage, because on Eden, right, like back in the day, that expansion hadn't released by the time I quit. And on Eden, I just never got high enough level to even really do anything in the Treasures of Ot Urgen areas. Never got access even. So yeah, I never got to play around with Blue Mage, but I feel like Blue Mage would probably be exactly up my alley, right? Because I think Blue Mage mixes very well with meleeing. And overall, like, I think it's pretty fun, but I don't know, the classes, I'm more excited to try out Puppet Master because I like pet classes, right? I like Beastmaster, I like Summoner. I've never gotten to try Puppet Master, so I kind of want to get in on that. I mean, also Corsair as a... Like, here's the thing, right? With Bard, what I don't like is that you're sort of forced into the puller role, right? And you're just kept so busy with your songs that you never really have a chance to do anything else. I mean, I'd like to play that as a support, right, with / white mage, but or I would like to go more damagey with it, right? And Corsair seems to be exactly what I would want in that regard, right? Like support with damage. So yeah, Blue Mage is kind of, I'm interested in it. It's just, I think, two things. One, I think everybody is interested in Blue Mage, and I think there's gonna be like 3,000 Blue Mages running around when the expansion drops. But also, I don't know, while I like the idea, it's just I'm also really interested in both Corsair and Puppet Master too, so I'd kind of like to give them a shot. I guess it makes sense with Corsair because, well, they have the magic gun, right? They're all about range outside of their buffs and support. It kind of makes sense there, but I feel like it would be a little easier, and I'm not hard against pulling. It's that I found that pulling and also barding is really hard. Like it's draining on me, the player, right? Like maintaining several songs and also running out to pull for the party, I find that just to be exhausting. Like that's a little too active of a gameplay for me. I'm getting old over here. But yeah, if like, my understanding is Corsair, like it doesn't have like the super long cast animations of Bard, so you can you can more buff and forget it, right? And that might gel better with pulling, I think. Like, that's the main thing, right? I feel like Corsair's overall gameplay would probably gel better with being a puller. But yeah, the song duration, I mean, they last like, what, 3 minutes, and that's okay, but the problem is that 3 minutes is kind of short, and also you have to take a really long time to actually cast a song. Like, songs take a long time to cast. So you're kind of just stuck in a loop, right? You're stuck in a bit of an endless loop of casting songs, running around, casting songs, and just never really having a moment to just breathe, right? So that's why I want to avoid that. So I'm just checking. I wasn't sure if I bioed to this guy or not. I do want to pop another meat myth kebab, though. Delicious meat myth kebabs. Oh wow, I didn't know they made the song time like near instant. That would make it easier. That would make it a lot easier to keep all your songs up, to be honest. Ooh, Poison Sting, that's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt for a while too. Alright, can I get a stun in and then drain? Maybe do some big damage too. I want to end the fight. There we go. But yeah, I still compare, like, look, that Blizzard 2, 113 damage, just poking it with my scythe for no MP, 108 damage. It's comparable. That Blizzard 2 cost a lot more MP than swinging my scythe. Yeah, I'd say like that is the problem with doing a battle bard in this era of the game, is because of the super long cast times. Yeah, like you're losing so much time that you could be, well, doing anything really. Let's be fair, right? Like honestly, it makes doing anything as a bard harder with those incredibly long cast times. But especially battle barding, which is kind of what I want. Though I don't know, I'd still like I still wish that Bard / White Mage got a little more play on this server. I've done it in the past, but on this server, yeah, everybody wants that /Ninja puller, right? But I would really like to just be a supporting bard, right? A good team support player, right? That is a playstyle that I would really like. And it would make the long ass casting time on your songs, it would make that a little more tolerable. Because you're just kind of hanging back and, you know, providing backup heals and all that good stuff, right? And oh no, this isn't Den of Rancor, no, this is just the Labyrinth of Unzozo. Which I got a key, right? Yeah, I got a key. I know I've unlocked a chest here before, and I think it had the map in it. I think there's like I think there's a chest over here. I think the chests are like all around here, I think. There might be one over here somewhere, but I don't know. I'm not really eager to hunt down treasure chests with no form of sneak or anything. Alright, see you later, Kota. Kota. See you later. Thanks for hanging on by. And also, have fun with the game, too. How many claws have I got now? Only 9. Man, fighting enemies without Treasure Hunter. Like even Treasure Hunter 1. God, it's rough. I'm kind of really used to fighting things as a Beastmaster / Thief, and yeah, you just get loot, right? Not so much without that / Thief, not so much. I don't know why I saw that I had aggro and I immediately wanted to do more damage. Not sure what I was thinking with that. Did I do any I don't think I did any debuffs yet. Okay, I need to... Like, in order for my evasion build to work, I do gotta blind the enemy, right? Gotta blind it, gotta bio it, gotta debuff it down to size. That is part of it, you know? The gear, like, look, I'm a mage, right? Even if I go for maximum evasion and vitality and all that, I'm a mage. What makes it work is that on top of that, I have buffs and debuffs and all that stuff, right? Like, I haven't been using shock spikes, I need to. But yeah, I can blind, I can debuff their strength, I can debuff their damage outright. Yeah, like that's what makes it work, and if I don't do that, then I'm kind of setting myself up to faceplant. It's like if I was doing this as a white mage and I didn't buff myself and haste myself and regen myself, right? Like, ooh, nice chunky drain right there. But hold up, I want to back off a second because I want to get the debuffs on. I really do. But I want to get the aggro focused back on the pet. Oh god, it's the cockatrice! Oh my god, it's happening again. It's happening again! That goddamn cockatrice. Man, it almost had me, right? It almost had me again. I swear, that cockatrice just spawns in out of nowhere. And it's waiting. It's waiting for me. Like, I have actually been killed like twice by that thing. And it's purely because it always catches me right in a situation like this, where I have low HP, low MP, my pet also has low HP, so we're in the middle of a pet shift, right? And it gets me right at the worst time. Every time. Oh crap, another scorpion spawn. Also, this scorpion is not going down very quickly. I might have to sleep the cockatrice again. We'll see. Definitely gonna have to drain it. Okay, charmed. Alright, there we go. Perfect. 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 Now let's hope it can grab aggro before, before it wants to wind up a special attack. Oh my god. I don't know, maybe I just want to warp out? I seem to have gotten a weak-ass scorpion. Also, now I have another scorpion on me. Yeah, let's just get out. Every time, it's that cockatrice. It's like, this is the third time now. But it just sort of silently spawns in, and I never notice it when it does. And it's always right when my pet's health is low, the enemy is pretty strong, and we're already in an awkward situation, and then it spawns in, and then more things spawn in, and it's just So, okay. Well, I did want to go to do some fishing anyway, right? Yeah, I wanted to get my fish on anyway. Okay, we're in Port Juno. Let's go back up to Lower Juno and, I don't know, see if the stuff I have is worth anything. It's probably not as an incomplete stack. I would have really liked that full stack, but it's fine. It's fine. I don't know if there's anything worth it in Nunzozo, if I'd want to hold on to a key. I mean, I guess if I'm gonna go back there as a Beastmaster / thief and try to... If I'm gonna try and kill an NM for an item, right? Then I guess I might as well do some treasure hunting while I'm there. Okay, I got some earth crystals. Not worth a ton. I mean, they're earth crystals. They're usually not worth anything. Okay, so the shells and the claws. The shells are worth 500 each, roughly. These are worth about 3 to 400 each. And I know cockatrice skin... Well, 800 ain't bad. But none of it is really a high seller. I want to say none of it's really high selling, and... I don't have a full stack of anything. So let's see what the vendor trash price is. If it's even slightly comparable, I'll just do that instead. Well, first off, I just have some extra loose crystals, so I'll get rid of that. I want to make room for the fish. Okay, 205, and they were selling for what, like 500? That is twice as much. More than. Sure, why not? I'll try and sell that. Now the skin, I think the skin is... That one's selling for... I think only a little bit less than the auction house. Like 200 less. I'd rather just sell it. Okay, the shells and the claws. So the claws are worth like 300 each. That's a minor difference. And the shells, I think, were 500. They were like 500 or 600. But, yeah, not a lot of difference still. So, okay. Only thing I'm gonna sell is the cock meat. Alright, so back here, and... cockatrice meat. Go a little under that. The thing is, the price is between 400 and 500, right? So I probably have to go under 500 anyway. Let's just try not to go too far under. Okay. So got those up for sale. Now, what's my EXP at? Yeah, I don't know, I did decently, right? I was barely into my level before. So with no EXP boosts or anything, not half bad. It only turned bad right at the end there, and that was because of that damn cockatrice. That one, that individual. Alright, so I guess I have a lot of options for fishing, but what I was just thinking is giant squid, right? Giant squid is good money, it's good skill points, and also, more importantly, there are both elementals and ghosts and skeletons that I can kill that have good loot, that sells for good money, so I can kind of just back and forth between the two. So for that kind of thing, for that kind of action, I probably want to switch out to /thief to give myself the best possible chance of looting, right? Alright, so yeah, that, and I'm still a little torn, real quick. Visually, right? Visually, I don't know, I am a little torn between them fingerless gloves, and then I have the... I have literal armored gloves that I can wear as a mage, and I'm kinda... You know what? Why not, right? Let's stick with that one. Gonna use that for both looks, too. I think if anything, it'll just it'll give people pause, right? Like, is that armor gloves? What's going on there? So yeah, there we go. Armor gloves. Why not? Alright, I don't think I need anything else out of my storage or anything. I have plenty inventory slots free, so that's not a problem. I think Kufum Island is also under Sandorian control right now. That's nice, and make porting out there easy. And my Moogle still has nothing for me. I let my Moogle go on vacation. I want to get more storage slots. I bought 2 bookshelves, that's not enough. I need even more. So, while I'm just thinking about it, are there any, purely for cosmetic reasons, although, I mean, the light gloves, I like those. Oh, this is an old one. I like the light gauntlets just because, well, they're strength and vitality, right? They're good for soloing. But I am kind of wondering if there's any, like, armored pants that a mage can wear, because the fishing pants have gone a long way. They've gotten a lot of mileage in my time. But it would look kind of cool if we could have like make it look like there's armor underneath the mage coat. That'd be kind of cool. Don't know if there's anything that would visually fill that gap though. Also, we're gonna be doing fishing. Fishing of the giant squid variety. So, let's just get that fisherman gear out. Well, we're gonna be doing a mix of fishing and farming. Something I haven't done in quite a while, but considering I just blew through like 1,000,000 gil, I think it's the time, right? I think it's that time. Okay, so I need a normal minnow and a composite rod. Okay, that's got my fishing stuff covered, and I just wanted to look real quick. I'm not even sure, but is there anything that is there something that looks armor-like that a mage could wear? Again, just to kind of complete the look, I guess. Yeah, lots of slops going on here. I'm not sure what opaline looks like. Like, what does that even look like? The basic version, well, it's female only. Oh, that's like that's the weird bridal dress thing, right? I have no idea how the pants look on that though. If they even are pants. Unclear. Oh hey, the +1 version gives charisma. Ain't paying 70,000 for a cosmetic though. Yeah, lots of slops, but I think these all have a similar look to the fishing pants, right? Like they're a similar thing, I think. I think anyway. This one, I don't know. I think they're all different, just recolored. I think. Huh, garrison hose. Strength and dex. But yeah, I'm not really seeing anything that might give the look of armor. Yeah, nothing that'll really do the job there. Unfortunate. I would love to have sort of a weird armored black mage look. I know that's kind of bordering into Dark Knight territory. I guess at some point we're gonna have to just do Dark Knight, right? Because I already sort of have that playstyle. I hear the sounds of fishing. Yeah, there we go. I hear it. But not the fishing I want to do. Okay, so just heading out to Kufum Island, and yeah, a mix of ghost hunting, elemental hunting, and also just good old-fashioned fishing. Well, it's lightning day, but I see no lightning elementals, so we're missing out on that one. That's okay. So the other thing I can do, yeah, spell hunting. Again, I spent 1,000,000 gil. I need money right now. Oh, first hit it paralyzed me. Nice. Paralysis. Still paralyzed. just being paralyzed over here. Alright, so yeah, the whites have a chance of dropping a scroll of tractor. If I could get my hands on it, that would be a nice find. The Banshees have, they have scrolls of escape, which I think they sell a little bit better. But ideally, you want to walk away with both a scroll of tractor and a scroll of escape at the end of each night. Yeah, that's the ideal. We'll see how that actually goes, right? They all have those ice spikes, don't they? Just got them ready to go. Also, I can't drain or a spear undead. So yeah. If you're only hunting undead out here, then with drain as your only means of healing, yeah, you're gonna have to sit down. You're gonna have to sit down a little more than you'd like. So also, I'm not 100% sure, but I think the spell scroll only drops from the whites that have, the ones that have a scythe, right? Because they're spellcasters. But I could be wrong about that. I don't know for a fact. It's just I've never managed to get a drop from the non-scythe wielding ones. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. I don't know. It's just I kind of feel like it's only the scythe wielders, right? Also, bonus loot. So, the Banshees, more commonly, they drop squares of cloth. Yeah, that's good value right there. Good value in those squares of cloth. I mean, honestly, I think a stack of cloth is worth about the same as a scroll of tractor, so it is worth to go for it. Totally worth it. Alright, so I want to get the HP low and then do a little sneaky thief steal. But I want its HP to go down first, because there is a better chance of stealing when the HP is low. Better chance from behind, too. At least what I've witnessed, right? Could be total voodoo. It could be, but I do notice that, okay, over time, I do get more successful steals from enemies that I reduce their health first, right? I have noticed it. I'm gonna be fishing in a second. I'm just... Look, it's also nighttime on Kufum Island, so... I also like to farm ghost skeletons, and if they pop up, elementals. I kind of get all that in while I'm out here fishing, too. Because I'm actually, I'm wearing my fishing gear right now. That's why I'm not hitting nearly as hard as I should. Ooh, triple hit! I just emptied out that health bar. Like, okay, look at this. So, the moment I initiated combat, right? 203, 207, 363. Like, just in rapid succession. That's why I like my scythes. That's why I like them. Alright, yeah, I killed about everything here. I'd rather not sit down and rest, though. If there's no groups killing crabs, it doesn't look like there are, I'll just grab a crab real quick. Yeah, there we go. It's better than resting. So yeah, I can not only drain them, I can spear them too. So yeah, just a full refill, no resting needed. Alright, and I guess there is like a chance that they could drop land crab meat, which does sell decently. That's another item that just sells to vendors pretty nice. I'm pretty sure it probably sells to players even better, but it's relatively rare, so it's hard to get a full stack. But it looks like I'm the only person out here doing the fish thing. Oh no, maybe not quite. Not quite. Enemy fishers have entered the arena. I like that sword. I don't know what, like, I can't really see from here. I don't know what sword that is, but it looks really cool. I like it. Alright, so I think, if I remember right, it's minnows, right? Composite rod minnow, and that gives me the best chance to catch giant squids. Without using bait, that is. If I wanted the best chance, I would use bait. Even then, the chances aren't great. Honestly, giant squids are not, they're not the best thing that I could fish up. They're really not. I'm kind of wondering, there's a fish in Bucidine, right? And I think it's also level 91, I think. But there's a fish in Bucidine that I could be going for. I have no idea what the catch rate on it is, or what bait is best for it, but I could always try that one if I wanted to do something a little different, right? Also, hey there, Haziz. Lots of Z's and S. The ZS sound. Just taking a moment to fish, since I've been busily destroying enemies in Onzozo. I want to take a break from that to get my fish on. Also, cause yeah, I finally spent like 1,000,000 gil. I'd like to get some of my money back. I am happy with the stuff I bought. I mean, if anything, I'm just so happy to finally have every single elemental staff. I just don't have to worry about that anymore. That feels good. And also, it feels really good to have 2 bookshelves, so now I got 40 storage slots. I'm not even using them yet, but I will. And it feels good to have them. It wasn't any one item. I just bought like, I bought lots of various things, and man, the idea of getting all your HQ staffs with 1,000,000 gil, that's funny. Like, you can't even get all the normal quality staffs with 1,000,000 gil. Like, the water staff was 200k. But yeah, I got all the normal quality staffs. HQ is like, man, if I ever if I'm ever just sitting on a literal mountain of gil and I have all classes at 75 and I'm just bored out of my mind, then maybe I'll get that, right? But there are so many things along the way that I want. Yeah, like my million gil, it went towards, first off, spells, right? There were actually quite a few white mage spells that I didn't have, so I caught my spells up. That was a lot of money. I got my ivory sickle +1, the awesome black mage melee scythe, which I've been putting to real good use today. I generate more aggro than a fucking scorpion. It's great. I got the Emperor's hairpin, which I'm gonna probably get a lot of mileage out of in the future. That's one I just wanted to have. And I like the tradable version, because I might, you know, for my hardcore ult, I might make use of that. And let me think, what else? Well, yeah, the elemental staffs, the bookshelves. Buying 2 bookshelves was 160k, but that's 40 extra storage slots. Oh no, my poor rod. My poor rod. Okay, there it goes. But yeah, the thing is, I was really waiting for the ivory sickle +1 to come up on auction, and it finally did, and buying that put me under 3 million gil. So at that point I figured, why not, right? Let's just get some things that we've been, you know, that we've been wanting, right? Well, it'll make a difference, but the question is like, do I need it? And the answer is no. It's more like this, right? There's wants and needs, and a high-quality staff is a want, it's not a need. Let me break down how the average party goes as a black mage, right? You join a black mage burn, and there's 4 black mages, right? 2 of them cast a spell, the enemy dies. The other 2 black mages are just sort of standing there with their hands in their pockets. That's partying as a black mage, right? Doing 5% more damage does not mean anything. That literally means nothing, because half the time, I'm gonna be one of the mages standing there with their hands in their pockets. Like 50% of the time. So yeah, like, at this point, black mage, even with shitty gear, black mage overkills enemies. So, like, in a party of black mages. So 5% means nothing. It literally doesn't matter. It'll matter for certain things later on, but it means nothing right now. And right now, I need white mage spells, I need black mage spells, I need, like, I have lots of other miscellaneous gear that I need storage, because I'm running out of storage space, and that costs a lot of money. There's so many things I need right now that, something like doing a little more damage with black mages, that is so far in the distance, right? That is so not even on my radar. Well, that's the thing, I don't end game. I bet I just, like, your head just popped off your shoulders, right? I don't end game, right? So, like, EXP and merit parties is my game, and yeah, it don't matter. I like doing the story missions. I like BCNM fights, like even the low level ones. But I don't. Yeah, like I haven't even done like the Dynamis stuff, right? I haven't even managed to find a party for that, or an alliance, right? Like, I haven't even tried it yet, and I've been 75 Beastmaster for a really long time. Like, see, here's the thing about end game in this, is you gotta have people that are willing to do it with you. And because of the hours that I play, because Literally, I could be interrupted at any moment. There's so many things that could make me, without warning, have to get up and go, right? Especially later on in the evening. And with that in mind, like, yeah, it's hard to find people that are willing to do things, right? To do that kind of stuff. So my gameplay is more low end, right? Like, I do the things that I find fun and that I can do. And that's my game, right? And that's what I like. That's how I like to play. I think, and it's not like it's not to put down or anything, but it's just a lot of people, they look only at certain aspects, right? Like the end game, but it's like, well, what does that mean? That means something different to everyone. You know, like, what if my end game is fishing, right? Do I need HQ fire staff to catch fish? Does that help me fish? Like, no? Okay. That's what I mean. Like, everyone plays a little bit differently, so, you know, what you get out of the game, your mileage may vary. Some things can help you out more than others, just depending on how you play, or when you play for that matter. Like, even with fishing, I tend to play in strange hours compared to NA, right? Because I'm EU time. And so I often just have fishing spots open to myself. Not right now, but I often have spots totally to myself that I just would not have during more prime time, right? And that changes how I play the game and what I consider, you know, what I can do, right? So, I don't know, you gotta look at everything and not just, you can't just say, do this, this is the thing to do, because it might not make sense. I know, but like, look, my favorite times in this game, I love doing BCNMs, I like the story stuff, and I like low-level partying. I honestly prefer low-level partying over high-level partying, and it's just because it gets a little more intense, and you gotta think a little more with what you have. But yeah, like, that's fun to me. That's Final Fantasy XI for me. And yeah, Hazez, yeah, I'm on Horizon. I didn't have any problem getting on there. I don't know, like, for me, it was just download, install, you know, launcher does its thing, and you're just in. I never had any issues with getting into Horizon. But again, I always point, Horizon they have a Discord, so I would point to that. Their Discord can help you a lot more than I can, and much more in depth too. But yeah, see, look, you want to know you want to know what I'm really focusing on as a black mage. See this scythe right here? I have a full-ass melee build. Alright, look, I got my Emperor hairpin, I got my dex rings, my agility earrings. Like, for me, what I find really fun with black mage, since, you know, in EXP and merit parties, literally my gear doesn't even matter, because you're overkilling, right? But when I'm solo, I am having so much fun as a melee black mage, and making that melee black mage as good as it can possibly be, like, that's kind of my end game right now. Like, I want to make it as fun and as smooth as I can make it, and I'm really getting there. Like, it is fun. And that's just kind of how I play. I choose a thing that I'm, like, I make a goal for myself. Like, my goal is to be the best melee black mage I can be, right? And then that becomes my everything. That is my end game, right? And that's just sort of how I play. That's how I play any video game, really. I make my own goals, and I shoot for them. And when I achieve them, or if I find that it doesn't work either way, then I just pick a new one, right? Come up with something new and try to do that. Real thought. That's an interesting way to put it. No, I've never done any of those things. I tend, like, I hit 75 for the first time just not that long ago on Horizon. That was my first 75 ever with Beastmaster. And the thing is, I just kind of lost interest at that point. Because, yeah, I could never get a party for any of the big stuff, right? And I like Beastmaster, but like, I couldn't even get merit parties. Like, they don't, there's too many Beastmasters. That's the problem. But Black Mage, I really like how Black Mage plays. I like it. Even the brain dead, you know, nuke and forget it in a party. I like it. It's fun. But I do think, like, even in a normal party, maybe not so much as a Black Mage. As a Black Mage, I find I don't have that much to think about, but I do White Mage as well. And as a White Mage, I do find, I do find that as a White Mage, like, I often have a lot to do that keeps me thinking. Like, it can get tricky to keep people alive, especially people that are, I don't know, they're not the best geared, or they're not the most attentive. It can be a struggle to keep them all alive and disease free, right? Well, see, I think to me, you're just sort of looking at it more like, I think it's like you have a very narrow view of what something is, right? Like, what is Final Fantasy XI? And you'll get like a billion different answers, right? Because everyone's just doing their own thing. But yeah, like for me, this is what I get out of the game. It's how I like to play it. It's what I like about it, as a matter of fact. That it lets you just do whatever you want, right? Like, choose your gameplay. It's good for that. And I think too many people, they just, I don't know, not just with this game, but with other games too, they get really focused on a certain element, right? It's like, I don't know, it's like playing Minecraft and saying the only point of it is to fight the damn dragon at the end, right? That's the game. Everything is just to do that, and that ignores so much, right? And it's the same thing here. It's like, if that's the only thing the game has to offer you, man, you're like, you're living in a weird box. Like, I have fun just doing this, right? Like, I can have fun with this game in so many ways. Well, see, that's the thing. I don't do my wacky builds in a party. I melee Black Mage solo. Although I will switch to it in a party as a defensive maneuver. It actually works really good for that. Like, if you switch to the melee Vitality Evasion build and an Earth Staff, that's actually a really good self-preservation move. I can actually tank like that. Put shock spikes on, I'm good to tank. I've done it before. Works pretty well, actually. As long as I think to do it, I can hold aggro like that for a bit. Keep myself alive with some drain. Again, long enough that they can pull it off me. But yeah, I mostly solo like this, or I play with people who want to play this way, you know? That's the thing. I try to find people who want to play in a similar fashion, and I will totally turn down parties that are like, oh dude, look, we're making like 1 billion XP an hour, it's so great, and it's like, okay, no thank you, right? And that usually angers them, but like, it's like, I'd rather play with someone who's bad at the video game, but they're fun to play with, right? And I know that, like, again, your head's probably popped up. It's just a gushing geyser of blood over there. But yeah, that's how I prefer to play. And I try to play with people who are down for at least a similar style of play. I won't, like, I'm not gonna join a party that's doing some very hyper-specific thing. I'm not gonna join them and then just try to do whatever I want, right? Like, I'm gonna say, okay, this is what I'm doing. If it's not compatible with what you're doing, I will politely turn around and go back to doing my own thing, right? I make that pretty clear. If it's, like, you join a Black Mage burn, I mean, as long as you throw a spell out, that's kind of all you gotta do. But for more normal parties, I try to make sure everything's on the same page. And that's just better for every party involved. Yeah, see, like, I don't get upset about the endgame stuff, because I literally haven't, like, I don't have an in for that, right? Like, I can't even do that stuff because of the hours I play at. I have not once even seen anything forming for any of them, so, like, yeah, like, it's not even an option as far as I'm concerned. It's kind of the same deal with EverQuest, right? Like, I was a big EverQuest guy. I never hit max level in that. I had fun in the journey, right? But yeah, like, I know some people, they live for raiding in EverQuest, and I literally never did it, not even once, and I love the game. You know, I loved it back in the day. But yeah, I just make it very clear that, like, this is how I'm playing, or this is what I'm interested in, and I try to find at least something that kind of gels, right? Well, yeah, that's the thing, right? I can't commit, that's the thing, right? Like, I have too many real-life responsibilities. Even the stream sometimes, right? Even sometimes the stream, I have to take some AFKs, right? Or I have to just kill it early. Like, I have too many responsibilities that can just make me get up without notice and have to deal with it for an extended amount of time. So, like, I can't, yeah, I can't, like, commit to some link shell that wants you on a schedule, right? I can't commit to that, so that alone pretty much excludes me from all that endgame stuff. Like, that's why I don't even worry about it. So, you know, that, like, I have reasons why it just kind of lines up, right? My style of play lines up with also having, like, responsibilities that could just pull me away at any moment. Because I know that, I know from past experience in other games, like, when I was a teenager, I did briefly do the whole raiding thing in EverQuest 2. And I feel like that's still a classic enough game, that same vibe, right? And yeah, no, like, if anything pulled you away for any reason, you would not have a raid guild when you log back in, right? And yeah, that's the thing, right? Like, since I can't commit to that, like, well, I do what I can. Well, first off, autistic isn't an insult, first off. Second off, it makes sense, you know? Like, I know how people are, and so, well, you gotta play in the way that fits what you have to work with, and also just what's fun for you. And I do that. Straight up, pretty easy. It's also just, I don't know why it's hard to comprehend that such playstyle can be fun, right? Well, yeah. Look, generally when you say something like something is autistic as fuck, that generally implies a negative. It's like, I'm not even sure what that one means, but, like, yeah, to me it's pretty straight line reasoning, right? Fairly straight. Like, part of me wishes I could, like, absolutely no-life a game, but then I also I'm kind of happy I can't, you know? I'm kind of happy I can't. But look, let's not get caught up on the words, it's all good, right? Lessons learned. Reading Rainbow Moment, I don't know. But anyway, yeah, I know that for a lot of these games I play, because I like old school MMOs, but I think it's what I like about them. And this is where I'm often at odds with other people who like this type of game. Like, I've never, as someone who played, like, Ultima back in the day, and then EverQuest and all that, I never was an endgame player in anything. I just played the game, right, and I had fun. And for me, what I always found fascinating about online games is just the sort of being a part of this evolving community project, this world, and the social gameplay, and how the team play, and also just the freedom to kind of move and do whatever you like, and in a way that more single-player games are kind of taking that on now. Like, there's more options now for that sort of thing in a single-player experience, or a single-player co-op experience. But back in the day, there really wasn't. And, but that just sort of got me fascinated in the whole thing. The shared world experience, right? Like, oh, big open shared world. And just doing stuff in it, and setting, like, the idea of setting your own goals, and just kind of making your way, doing what you want to do in that shared universe, right? That is very compelling to me. I like it. It's fun. Also, I like grinding, too. Grinding is weirdly soothing. So, the things all pair together, right? So that's what I get out of a game like this. But then you ask some people, and they only see that end game rating or whatever, right? And they look at me like I'm crazy, I look at them like they're crazy, but, you know, maybe everybody's crazy, I don't know. We might all be crazy. Entropia, oh yeah, I have. I've made some money with that, but that also, I liked it for that idea, right? That idea. Though I think Entropia's problem is, I think it's just not managed properly. I think they could make a much better game. That's the problem with that one. But I'm trying to think, like, the best game as a sort of open sandbox thing. I think probably Ultima. Probably Ultima would be the best just sandbox fantasy life simulator, right? To borrow a term from old school CRPGs. I'd say Ultima is probably the best for that kind of thing. I don't know, I'm trying to think of other MMOs that are really more on the sandbox end of things rather than the RPG. And oh hey, speaking of things that can pull my attention away at any moment, I do believe the wife is calling me. So give me a quick second. I'll be right back. Man, I just wanted to say I'm back, and then the cat woke up. Listen to him. The cat woke up, and he's just immediately hungry. So now I think I have to deal with him before I can actually come back. God damn. Oh, also, hey there, Thumber. I sees ya. I like to say hey. Also, I would agree that anyone that plays Final Fantasy XI for hours and hours and hours, like, yeah, no, we're all a lost cause, all right? It doesn't matter how you play or what you do. Like, you lost the game before you even started. Ooh, also Archage. I never got to play Archage, or Arcage, or however it's pronounced. I never got to play that, but I heard it seemed like what I would be interested in, but it also seemed to have a lot of problems, too. Oh, this cat. Okay, I have to feed him. He's not... Yeah, he is not gonna leave me alone, and... He's telling me it's time to AFK and feed him, so... Be right back. Alright, I'm back. This time, I think for a few minutes, at least, right? Although the wife, it sounded like she's on the way back. She wanted to know if we want to pick up an advent calendar, because it's that time. It's getting about that time again. But she'll probably be back soon. Which is usually my, in about a half hour is when I usually end the stream anyway. Or around that time. So when she gets home, it's gonna be lunchtime, right? It's almost 2 o'clock here, so lunchtime when she gets back, that'll pull me away from the stream anyway. Again, those things that gotta be done. Though I made some amazing pizza dough, came out better than my usual, and I am prepared to make pizzas. All right. I'm good at pizza making. But yeah, I don't know. So look, when it comes to MMOs, I guess what I get out of them is it's maybe very different than most. I think there's many other that also get something like that too. But I've never been the type to play for an end game or to even play for the mechanical purity of the game. What I mean is, look, a game can be really fun to play, but generally speaking, I look to single-player games if I'm looking for a purely mechanical, I enjoy this video game experience, right? I tend to look to single player for that because they let me have more freedom, like even more freedom to just do what I want, right? Because you're not stepping on anyone's toes. So I tend to look more to this. I need to at least enjoy the gameplay, but I look to it more for the social element or just the freedom of the shared sandbox world and partaking in one big project, right? Like the shared economy even. That's fun. Let's play Crash the Market. But that kind of thing is what I love about MMOs in general. And it's not that I'm against participating in endgame content or whatever, right? Like, if someone asks me just out of the blue, when I have time, right? Like, when it's a good time, if they just ask me to do, like, Dynamis or whatever, right? I don't know, I'd try it, right? I'd try it out. Wouldn't really go into it with any expectations, but I'd try it out. If I found it fun, I might try to do it again. If not, I'd just never ever speak of that ever again, right? But I don't really, that isn't why I play a game like this. Though I will admit, when it comes to the team play, some of my favorite moments in this game are being a white mage and having a party that isn't great. Like, the tank isn't, he's not geared properly. The DPS, there may be a little non-attentive. Everything's a little off, right? And honestly, some of the most fun I've ever had in this video game is in parties like that. As a white mage, where it's my sole responsibility to keep these lemmings alive, right? Like, that is some of the most fun I've ever had in Final Fantasy XI, or really any video game, period. If you can't tell, while I do like the big damage black mage, right? I have fun with all that. I really like playing the healer/support role in most games I play, because it is kind of fun. Like, it's fun wrangling players, especially bad ones. It's weirdly fun to me. Yeah, it's like when a party is really chaotic and or bad, it can, like, that just makes it more fun to try to keep them alive. It really does. Like, look, while I eventually just fell out with Final Fantasy XIV, because at the end of the day, they simplified the game too much for me, right? I need my depth and complexity. I need something I can jigger around with when it comes to my character, right? And it didn't really give me that. But the fun I had in that game was, yeah, as a healer, right? As a healer in a bad party, and just watching the chaos unfold in front of me and trying to keep everyone alive, right? That was the rare fun I had in that game. I think in any MMO, being the healer it's an experience that I enjoy. Some people, I know they get really stressed out playing the healer role because they're so worried about everybody dying and letting them down, and you know, yeah, that doesn't feel good, but the challenge of attempting to keep bad players alive is, that is what I live for in a party. Like, honestly, especially here, some of the least fun parties I've been in, other than, you know, a Black Mage burn, which, let's be honest, it's kind of boring. I only do them because Black Mage just doesn't tend to get a lot of normal parties. If I can get a normal party, I'd rather take it, but more often than not, you just get burn parties. But as a White Mage, most boring parties I've had is when it's a party where they also have a bard or a red mage, and there's like the tank is really good and the DPS is really good and everything is going super smooth, and basically I don't even have to heal. Like, I can literally sit there and do absolutely nothing, and it doesn't even really matter all that much because they have the situation under control, right? Those are the worst parties. Like, they're the worst, the most boring, because I got nothing to do. Like, I know for most people that's the dream, right? It's like, oh, it's the perfect party, but yeah, for me it's just like, come on, I want to, you know, like, come on, Paladin, like, drop your health down to 10 or something, right? Let's do this. Give me a challenge. And yeah, when everyone's like ninja or ninja sub, those, like, it's super smooth, don't get me wrong, super smooth, but it tends to be boring as a healer, you know? Tends to be really boring to heal. Although, I think the problem of, like, enemies taking forever to kill and all that, I mean, that's just more when you stack defense and everything, and you're not really, you know, you don't have much damage to go around. I think that's the problem there, which you don't see too much on this server nowadays, but back in ye olden times, people tended to stack for defense and survivability, and they tended to kind of ignore damage. That's honestly how a lot of people played these games back in the day. Just any game, right? It's like more healing, more tanking, more defense, right? And they would kind of ignore the fact that if you have no one dealing damage, that the fight's taking like 10 minutes is kind of why you need so much healing, right? These days, I think people are a little too conscious about efficiency, but yeah, back in the day, it was kind of fun to see super defensive parties. Also, oh man, my glasses fogged up a little bit. Oh no. Clear those out. But yeah, in a party, like, the problem is, I think the worst thing I can do as a black mage in a normal party, which is unfortunately very rare for me to get a normal party, but I guess the most I can do to stress out the healer is to just unload all of my MP and like purposefully cause as much aggro as possible so that I end up tanking, right? That's kind of the worst I can do. But even then, unloading all my MP tends to deal a lot of damage, so at the very least, I tend to bring the enemy's health low when I do that. You know, at the very least. And even then, I sort of, yeah, I have like a fully defensive set of mage gear, right? So if I switch into that and put shock spikes on, like if I'm still playing like I have a brain, right? Then even if I'm taking aggro, I can generally survive that for long enough for someone to pull aggro back or to end the fight, right? I can generally tough it out long enough for that. I mean, I'm gonna be honest, shock spikes goes a long way. Just that alone, right? Because it does stun the enemy almost every single time it hits you. Almost every time. And that goes a very long way to slowing the damage down. Slowing it down long enough that a healer can, you know, can throw a Cure 3 on you or whatever, right? Like, you're not dropping faster than a mage can cure you. Yeah, I tend to keep Blink up. I don't keep Stone Skin up all the time, because that's a lot of MP. But when I'm in a party, I tend to roll with either Black Mage / Red Mage, which can blink, right? Can blink and it can cast spells fast, I like that. Or I go with Black Mage / Summoner. That's for my, for level 50 plus, right? And Summoner has aerial armor from Garuda, so I always have some form of blink on. When I'm under level 50, when I'm under 50 and I'm in a normal party, I like to go Black Mage / Ninja because I can dual wield wands, so I can really maximize my int in a very cheap way. Like, it's much cheaper to dual wield wands than it is to get +1 int gear, right? It's way cheaper to do that, and it has about the same effect. And also it has the added benefit of giving me Utsasemi, so I can just have blink on all the time. But yeah, I always have some form of blink on. Never Stone Skin, just because it's more expensive. But what really keeps you alive is having some defensive gear, so the enemy isn't hitting you as hard, and it's not, it's missing you a lot. Or at least missing you a little bit for a higher level enemy. That with Blink, it works. And then you have shock spikes. Like, really, don't discount shock spikes. The enemy getting stunned almost every hit, that really slows down incoming damage to the point where a mage can keep you, a white mage can keep you alive with that. Because I think the biggest problem is you tend to take damage, if you're not the tank, you tend to take damage so quickly that a mage literally doesn't have time to pump you full of heal juice, right? There's no time. So shock spikes goes a very long way to slowing that incoming damage down so they can keep up with it. I mean, that, and also you've got stun, you got things you can do. You can drain, so that's one time you can at least give yourself some HP. Or if I'm subbing Red Mage, I could just cure myself, but I don't know, there's lots of options when it comes to being a mage with aggro, right? You actually have quite a few options of dealing with that. That isn't relying on just spamming cure, right? What I notice is that a lot of people either only half commit to that, or they just don't. So a lot of people, especially in Black Mage burn parties, they get lazy and honestly they probably get a little sleepy too, because Black Mage burns are not the most exciting parties. So a lot of the time they just don't even have any defensive stuff on, not even blink, right? And so when they take aggro, they just go down immediately. But if you're actually using the tools at your disposal, even as a squishy mage, you should be able to survive, 30 seconds at least, right? long enough for someone to pull aggro back. And that's a bare minimum right there. Also, I noticed the Banshees are back out and about. I see me some Banshee. You know what? I'm not gonna take my fishing gear off. I like my fishing gear. I'm too lazy to swap. But I am gonna just take a moment to kill these Banshees, because they might drop a Scroll of Escape, right? And that sells for like close to 10k. So if I can get me a nice scroll, I would be very happy. I at least like to roll the dice on a chance for it. Well, in the very low levels, like sub 20, keeping Blink on all the time, it actually is a little bit of MP. But when you get higher level, keeping Blink on ain't that bad. It's because, you know, the cost of Blink doesn't go up as you level, you know. Ooh, triple attack! God, I love being a melee black mage. The Slash Thief really makes it, though. It's like Slash Thief can make anybody a melee monster with a two-hander. Triple attack, done. Triple attack with high dex. So I've gotten so lucky as to critical hit on every single one of my triple hits multiple times. That's when you just deal 600 damage in auto attacks, right? Like 600 to 700 damage in autos in the span of 1 second. Feels good. Like, man, what do I even... Look, open it with a triple. Yeah, like I just cranked out over 600 damage, and that didn't cost me a single point of MP. What am I doing as a wizard? What am I even doing? I don't know, it has a good... But you see what I mean? It has a really good feel to it, right? Like, it feels good, alright? Feels nice and good. Unfortunately, you don't get the most mileage out of it against undead. Like, against undead, I mean, I can't drain them or anything. Also, I do the same amount of damage even to enemies that are closer to my level. Like, it's not just, oh, they're low level. No, I do the same damage when I fight scorpions and shit. Same damage. I do more because I can actually drain them, too. It's all about high dex, I think. And I noticed this when I did Beastmaster, right? Like, when I went Beastmaster, I used a scythe, and despite having the lower skill, I found the damage was really nice, but it's because I tend to stack for dexterity, right? And when you really stack on dexterity, the increase in crit rate combined with a two-hander, which gets more out of that, and then triple attacking with Thief, it kind of all, like, it all just sort of comes together to make a rapid crit build, right? And it just sort of works, honestly. It just sort of works. But, yeah, I didn't get my escape scroll. Unfortunate. Again, like, it works for anything that is even level or lower. It works out. For enemies that are higher level, I have played around with it. I can still hit. Like, I can still hit enemies that are higher level, like, in a party. It's just not nearly... It doesn't work nearly as good. And also, in a party, I wouldn't go out of my way to... Like, I wouldn't have Slash Thief as my sub in a party, right? I wouldn't commit, you know, I wouldn't be using, like, strength food in a party. I wouldn't be committing to that in a party. So there's several factors that kind of make it less ideal in a party setting. But just to play around with a little bit, I did kind of find that if I, like, you know, don't commit to it, but rather just switch to my melee set every now and then in situations where there's not enough time to rest, right? In a situation where there is not enough time to sit down and rest, but you're not actively casting spells because the timing isn't quite right, in certain situations where these stars align, just quickly switching to the melee setup and getting a couple hits in, it does actually kind of help with the damage. It does boost the damage output. But again, like, a lot of stars have to align to make the timing right for that, you know? Like, if you could be sitting down and resting your MP up, then it's better to do that and then, you know, use it towards a magic burst or whatever. If you're in a situation where you're more rapid casting, like just constantly casting spells for one reason or another, then it's better to just commit to that, right? But every now and then there are situations where if you're not meleeing, you would just kind of be standing there, right? And in those situations, switching to the melee set and whipping out the scythe for a couple of hits, that's, yeah, that is ideal, actually. I guess my thought on melee as a mage in general, it's that in certain situations it just makes sense to do it. In other situations it doesn't make sense to do it, right? It just sort of depends. But I think a lot of people that play mages, they kind of go with the idea that a mage, like, past level 10, that a mage should just never strike anything with a weapon ever again, right? And I don't think that's really correct. I don't think that is how it was even intended to be. I kind of feel like, especially by the original game, I feel like mages of all kinds were intended to at least melee a little bit, right? When the time is ripe for it. I mean, otherwise, staffs wouldn't have weapon skills, right? You know, like staffs and clubs and all that wouldn't even have a weapon skill at all, right? It'd just be I don't know, it'd be a piece of jewelry. It would be armor, basically. So I do think that it was always intended that mages can and should melee at certain times, right? Not all the time, just at certain times. Like, the more I play the game, and the more I really mess around with meleeing as various mages, the more I kind of feel that way. That it's really just that it is us, the players, that created these limitations for ourselves, right? In the end, we were our own worst enemy. That's kind of how it goes. It's like, kind of, yeah. Like, really, with any MMO, it's like, yeah, no, the player's the worst, right? They're the reason you play, but they're also the cause of all your problems, too. Alright, so I'm still trying for those escape scrolls, alright? I'd like to get at least one. But also, I want to try, and before I kill this thing, I want to steal some cloth from it. Ah, no cloth for me. There we go. There we go. Scroll of Escape. Okay, you know what, actually? Let me switch back to my melee set. Let's do a twofer here, right? Let's try and get a second scroll. Or let's try to get a scroll of Tractor. Thing is, I don't think I have too much longer, because the wife is, like, I think she was kind of on her way back. So we don't have that much time anyway, right? So let's try and make the best of our time. Also, I don't think I've actually used Escape or Tractor once. I'm sure Tractor has some uses, right? I know it has uses, but I personally have never really had an opportunity to use it. And I guess Escape would be good in a panic situation, in a dungeon. But honestly, no one ever really thinks to use it. I don't think to use it, no one calls for it, and often I don't even have enough MP to use it, right? So it just doesn't really work out. Like, I'm sure that if I think about it and I reserve MP specifically to escape, I'm sure it could have good use. It's just never come up for me. Also, I guess I'm always a little worried in a party, right? That, okay, yeah, maybe things don't look that great, right? The problem is like, okay, if the party's not all dead right now, there's a chance there could be a recovery, right? So you'd kind of feel like an asshole if you warped the party out of the dungeon. You know, that would have a bad feel to it, right? Like, unnecessarily. So you kind of wait until, like, the party's half dead, and at that point, well, man, how are we even gonna do this, right? Wait, I don't think you can escape, like, is the idea maybe that you could escape to the other side of a gate in Garlage? I never thought about that one, but I'm pretty sure it just ports you back to the normal entrance, right? Like, I'm not sure how I could use that to... I might want to test that sometime, but I'm pretty sure it would just go back to the normal exit, right? Alright, these whites, they should have a scroll of tractor. It's been a while since I got a scroll of tractor from them, but I know they have it. I know it's a thing they have. Oh no, I think... Or no, there it... Huh. Okay, dude's just fighting a clipper. I was wondering, like, why isn't the white attacking? He's just doing his thing. Also, I like the original sound for bard songs and stuff. I like the original sound better. This just sounds weird to me. I think it's a little softer, so it's like it's less annoying in a long haul party. But to me, it just doesn't sound as good. I don't know. Also, yeah, like escape, you can literally only use it in dungeons, right? Like zones that are specifically marked as being dungeons. Anywhere else, escape doesn't even work. So it's like it has such limited application. You're more likely to save a party as a white mage just spontaneously casting Teleport Hala, right? And you know the wind-up time on that shit. But hey, you can use that anywhere, right? That's not limited to dungeons. I don't know, maybe if you went white mage / red mage, which I very rarely do that as a white mage. And the reason is just because as a white mage, I usually like to either go / summoner for the extra MP and auto refresh, or I like to go / black mage so that I can just warp myself out after a party, right? I'm a cheap bastard, so using warp instead of like a cudgel or an instant warp scroll or something like that, I will sub black mage just so I can pour it out for free after, right? A petty use of a sub job, I know, but honestly, look, you do get good mileage out of / black mage, alright? You get good mileage out of it, but I don't know, there's other things, there's better things to sub, I think. Well, no, I'm only down to 2 million now, because I bought all that crap, right? I bought this really, really nice scythe. And many other things, too. I had to buy those bookshelves. So yeah, buying all that stuff, that put me down to 2 million, but now now I gotta build it back up. I gotta get back to 3 million. Oh my god, how did I miss? Every now and then, a miss happens. But it's always, like, weirdly enough, it's always on the weapon skill. You know, it's always a weapon skill that misses, even if you'd been, like, landing every single auto for quite a while. Like, no, that one weapon skill, that's the one you're gonna miss. Which also, I want to get back up to 3 million. However, I do also really want to get my Liu Shangs, right? And I kind of want to... I do sort of want to take a break just fishing moat carp, right? Just moat carp. Just catch moat carp. I kind of want to do that. I know it's not the most productive use of time, but it's the use of time that I want to do, right? To go back to that whole setting your own goals thing. Like, yeah, I know it would probably be way more productive to just, do whatever I can to make Gil and then buy Liu Shangs and then move on, right? That would be the most productive thing I could possibly do. That would be the correct thing to do. However, to me that does, I don't know, like, it wouldn't feel fun. It wouldn't, like, part of the fun of Liu Shangs or anything like that is earning it, right? Earning it is half the fun. So I want to put the grind in, okay? I want to, yeah, I want to waste all the time to get the carp, and then when I get that rod, okay, I will feel accomplished. And also just, I'll feel like, yeah, no, I really fucking earned that thing, right? So I guess for me, my next end game, my personal end game is, yeah, Liu Shangs and no buying. I'm putting that rule in, not even a single fish, right? Like, even if it would be convenient, no fish, no buying, right? Not even a single carp. They must all come from my fishing rod. That is the restriction I'm putting on that. I know the temptation to just buy a stack of carp every now and then is high, but no. No, no, no. That would be breaking my own rules. So I think what I might want to do is, I might want to make the bait, right? You need certain bait to catch moat carp efficiently. I might want to stockpile as many items as I can to make bait, and yeah, just craft up as much as I can. That would help, because I don't think trying to catch moat carp with a rig is the way to go. I think that's really not the way to go. Like the catch rate on moat carp with a rig is just horrible. It's just absolutely terrible. Well, I gotta fish up 10,000 moat carp. That's what I gotta do. I mean, the good thing is moat carp is a low-level fish that is very easy to catch. It's just you gotta have the right rod. Well, you don't even need the right rod, really. Just a small rod for small fish, and then the proper bait, right? And just do that 10,000 times. Yeah, no, well that's one way you can get it, is to repair a broken rod, but the way that you get the rod in the first place is doing the 10,000 moat carp quest. That's how you get it. And also, oh hey, the wife just pulled up. I'm hungry. There's probably groceries to bring in. So this is a good time to conclude things. Alright, little abrupt, but it's a good way, good concluding point. So, I hope everyone has had fun here today. Alright, I hope you had a good time, but I am hungry, so let's get out of here. I'll see you guys next time. More tomorrow. Definitely more tomorrow. I'll try to explode more people's heads, telling them how I play the game. But till next time, have a good one. Oh, there's the wife. Yep. Alright. Later.